What is up? What is up, everybody? How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Today's gonna be a pretty fun stream. We are debating Gon versus Killua. Immortal Rob, what's up? Crawler, what's up? How's everybody doing? This stream, much like Morel at the start of the Chimera Antark, who was at 35% peak condition. I got about 35% of a full night's sleep last night, so quite tired. But I've just done this debate a lot of times, so I think I can still do the debate anyway. And we're gonna have a an open live stream debate. I have a few slides here just to go over like my stance on Gon versus Killua. I had made a video on this in the past, like a year ago, and really like my stance hasn't changed too much since then. So if you've seen that video, then you pretty much have a good understanding of like my overall thoughts on Gon versus Killua. But we'll be going through this today on stream, like a summarized version. And then I'm going to just have it an open debate. Sorry if I'm not speaking as smoothly. I'm still very tired. But yeah, we're gonna have an open debate about it, and I have the Discord link open right over here. So just a quick tutorial to anybody who wants to join the Discord debate. You go to my channel. Like normally, you go to my channel and it would look like something like this, and then you click over on the posts, and then you scroll down to my most recent post here. It's this one, and then you just click on the comments, and then you click on the link in the pinned comment, and then you'll get a chance to speak during the live portion of the debate. Okay. Skylander said you're gonna fall asleep midstream for real. Nah, I'll be all right. I'm good. Yeah, we were just up super late last night streaming. Like a few people who were here, I think, were also in last night's stream. But we were up like super late, bro. Anyway, yeah, I just want to do this stream anyway. It's going to be a pretty fun one. So I'll go through a few of these slides. Then we're going to open it up to just open debates. And I was saying, bro, on my last couple live streams, I was like, I'm going to add timestamps so that people who like watch it as videos can go through and skip this intro segment and like get to the debate portion like right away if they want. I still haven't done that, so maybe that's something I'll do later today. Oh yeah, and then after this stream, we're gonna play the demo of Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact, the new game that came out. The demo came out, so I'll play that and like give my first impressions on that. Oh yeah, how's the audio sound? Can you guys hear me pretty well? Let me know if you guys can hear me pretty well. Okay. And is the audio good, guys? Let me know real quick in the chat. I'm about to get started here. All right, I'm just gonna start. Let me know if the audio doesn't sound good. So let's get to it, okay? Audio's good? Okay, sick. All right, so basically a rough estimate of how Gon versus Killua would go. Gon is stated multiple times throughout the series to have bottomless potential. He is literally one of the only human characters to have that statement, that he has bottomless potential. It's stated multiple times. It's stated by Melioran, and it's stated by Bisky. And there's also a scene in the Hunter exams where like Netero implies that Gon would have more potential as a hunter than Killua would. But the big difference is that Killua has a 9-year head start in terms of overall combat. Like he's been training with like some of the strongest people in the series for 9 years straight, while Gon was just playing in the woods, while his deadbeat, literally multi-millionaire father just completely abandoned him. So anyways, when they first meet in the beginning of the series, Killua is significantly stronger, just because of the fact that he was actually trained like to fight for 9 years straight. Like there's a what's up, Evil Crew? There's a statement in the anime and manga where it says that Killua started doing life or death like training at age 3, and in the start of the series they're about 12 years old, so that's 9 years of training. But like, there's a lot of hints throughout the story that Gon had more superior potential. Like one of the most, even before Nen, one of the most obvious ones was during the Heaven's Arena arc at the very beginning of it. Killua says that it took him, I believe he said it took him 2 months to reach the 200th floor, and then he left. But Gon does it instantly. Oh, no, sorry. It might have been years. You see, this is the problem of sleep deprivation. I'm going to have to go back and look at that chapter. It might have been something like it took him 2 months to get to the 150th floor, and it took him like years to get to the 200th floor. I'm going to have to double check the timestamps on that. We can look at that like during the debate portion. But essentially, I remember there was a line of dialogue where Killua was like, dude, it took me way longer to reach this floor, and I came here at 6 after I trained for 3 years. But Gon was like 11 years old at the time and had no training at all and just cruised his way to the same floor. Like the only training he really had was he like lifted some, like he wore some weighted clothing for like a week, like 2 weeks or something, and then he was already like on par with Killua, who had 3 years of training, which is pretty crazy. And there's a bunch of other things throughout the series like that. But Killua still had a head start, but Gon was just closing the gap at a really fast rate. Where the gap really starts getting closed is during the Beanault fight at the start of Greed Island. So when they get to Greed Island, what Blitzdrake said, bro, comparing 6-year-old Killua to 12-year-old Gon. Well, Gon was actually 11 at Heaven's Arena. At the start of Heaven's Arena, he turns 12 during the Heaven's Arena arc, but like when he's climbing the towers, he's still 11 in the beginning. So I mean, like an 11-year-old with 0 training versus a 6-year-old who's been trained by the strongest people in the series for 3 years straight. In theory, the 6-year-old should still be stronger, but Gon just like was on par with him anyway, or like at least achieving similar feats. We don't know like exactly how strong the people Killua was fighting when he was a 6-year-old versus how strong how they would stack up to the 11-year-old Gon opponents. But the fact that Gon could do that is just one of the many things that implies that Gon's potential is higher. That's all I'm saying. Like, their talent is about equal, but Gon's potential is higher. Okay. Unremarkable, what's up, bro? Dude, if you guys haven't checked out Unremarkable's channel, check out Unremarkable. He makes really good content. And thanks for tuning in to the stream, bro. He definitely makes really good stuff. But okay, guys, let's just go through this, all right? So where the gap in power between Gon and Killua starts getting closed is during the beginning of the Greed Island arc, where they meet Beanault. And Beanault is stated to be so powerful that he would kill them both even if they were working together. If you look at that's what the panel on the left says, that Beanault would have been able to kill them both if Bisky wasn't there. Then you look at the panel on the right, and they could barely even tell what happened during the Bisky versus Beanault fight, just because of how powerful Beanault was. And they have a line of dialogue saying, like, it's not that Beanault was weak, it's just that Bisky is extremely cracked. Gon straight up says it was a blur until he was upside down in the air. So, like, if you're lowballing it, you could just say it's because, like, Bisky was so fast, like, they couldn't even see what was happening. Or you could say, like, Bisky and Beanault were so fast, they couldn't tell what was happening. And Killua agrees with him. That's, like, the difference in power between Gon and Killua and Beanault. Bisky also has a line of dialogue in the upper left-hand panel saying that he would be about a D-rank monster if he was a monster in the game. And we see, like, later in the Greed Island arc, Gon and Killua are so powerful that Bisky says that they could probably beat B-class. She either says they could beat B or A class enemies with ease. Okay? So, but yeah, let's just keep talking about these feats here. So, Beanault was just over and over stated to be stronger than Gon and Killua were at the start of the arc. And then we see scenes like in the beginning of their fight, Killua says, like, if Beanault wasn't injured, he would have, like, blinded one of Killua's eyes in his first attack. But Gon and Killua, something that's underrated about them is they actually have, like, extremely good teamwork. And they become stronger, like, very quickly. I mean, them getting stronger very quickly is, like, shown all throughout the series. But They start the fight not really standing a chance even against injured Beanault, but then they start comboing and like getting stronger mid-battle. And they pull off like some Naruto level, like Naruto and Sasuke combo attacks on him. And Bisky's like, you know what? I thought it would take them 2 weeks working together, but working together, they're going to be able to beat him in 1 day now. And this is them pulling off some like Naruto and Sasuke type combo attacks in the left-hand panel. But then after that, Gon's like, instead of beating him this way, let's let him get to full power, and then let's both beat him 1v1. And he's like, that'll just be like better training for us. Okay, now this is really crazy because they both actually achieved this. So to put it into perspective, they were both weaker than Beanault. Even working together, they were weaker than Beanault at the start of the arc. But then after only 10 days, they're both strong enough to 1v1 defeat Beanault. Like, to put into perspective how much stronger that made them, if you took the same Gon at the end of 10 days and you had him fight Gon and Killua together from 10 days prior, he would beat them both at the same time. And the same would apply with Killua. Like, if you took the same Killua from 10 days later and had him fight Gon and Killua together from 10 days prior, Killua would beat them both at the same time because they both surpassed a healthy Beanault even 1v1. So this is them just getting like super strong in a short time, and even faster than Bisky had expected. Like, she thought it would take them 2 weeks to be able to beat him working together. It took them 10 days to get strong enough to beat him 1v1. So Gon and Killua's like potential and strength, it just gets really crazy. But the reason I'm putting this here is because it shows you that Gon, for 10 days into Green Island, this Gon has massively surpassed Phantom Troop Arc Killua. You guys following along so far? Sorry, I'm tired, so like, I was just asking that because I wasn't sure if I was explaining it as clear as usual. But let's just keep going, okay? So this is just showing you that Gon and Killua from this point on in the series are very relative with each other, because there's some people who think that Killua would just one-shot Gon no matter like what the arc, but that's just not the case. Like, this point in the series is showing you that Gon and Killua, like, not only did Gon surpass the Phantom Troop Arc Killua by like a very considerable margin, but now they're just like both basically rivals with each other. Okay, so let's keep going. Now this is where the manga just straight up tells you that they're basically almost even in all stats in terms of Nen combat. Like, outside of their Hatsu abilities, they're almost exactly even with each other at this point in the series. This is a little bit after them fighting Beanault. They train for about a month with Bisky after that, and about a month they're just about even in almost everything in terms of like just straight up hand-to-hand Nen combat, not using Hatsu abilities. Or maybe a better way to word it is like their base forms are almost exactly even with one another. And that's because they do Ryu sparring together. And this is just like pretty much like one of the fundamental concepts of Nen combat. If you can't surpass your opponent's Nen defense, you can't even damage them. That's like what Ryu sparring is like teaching them. And like, Ryu sparring can only be, if you look at the panel on the right, it says a low-level student cannot adequately parry a master's moves no matter how slowly he goes. So it can only be effective when practiced by people of equal skill. And Gon and Killua are able to do this, and they're able to like train with each other, and then by the end of 2 weeks they're able to fight at full speed, and they're still like equal in skill here. Other translations literally say it can only be done between people of the same strength. Like, literally just word for word says this sparring that Gon and Killua are doing can only be done between people of the same strength. Now, these are just more like evidence that Gon's potential is like slightly higher than Killua's, because there's literally no rational way why Gon should be able to equal him in base stats already, but he just like pretty much does. They have their slight differences, like they do have their slight differences, but they're very, very relative to each other in overall stats. Like, we see slight differences in them. Like, Killua just has slightly more precision, and he has slightly more analytical skills, but like, as far as Nen combat's concerned, they're about straight up equal, almost equal. Okay, very close. And then they just, from here on, they more or less just start differing in their Hatsu abilities. Now, for the debate today, I mean, like I said, if you want to see like my full-fledged ideas on like how I think Gon versus Killua would go in like great detail, that's what my Gon versus Killua is obvious video is that I made last year. And today I'm going to be debating, like the debate that I want to do today specifically is, my debate is that I think, well, yeah, I'll word it like this. The debate I'm doing today is that Greed Island Gone would beat Greed Island Killua in a 100% fair Nen battle. And Chimera Ant Gone would beat Chimera Ant Killua in a fair Nen battle until he removes the Nen Needle. And then when you get no Nen Needle Killua, I would then say Angry Kid Gone would beat base form Killua, even without the Nen Needle. But then finally, I would say Godspeed Killua is above Angry Kid Gone, and then I would have Adult Gone over Godspeed Killua. That's like how I have it going, and I'm going to lay out my points for like why I'm debating that. And during the live stream, you guys can debate me on that if you'd like to. Okay, so first off, like this is just how Nen combat works. Killua says it on the right-hand panel. That aura contributes significantly to offense and defense. The Genthru's goon had far more aura than Killua did, even though Killua like was stronger than the goon without Nen. Like if they fought without Nen, Killua would win, but the dude had much more aura than him, so Killua wasn't able to deal damage directly. That's what Killua word for word says. And that's a big component to keep in mind with like how the Gon versus Killua matchup would work out. My big argument is that if Greed Island Gon were to fight Greed Island Killua in a fair Nen battle, and it's a fight to the death, a fair Nen battle would be that neither of them know each other's abilities, and like they just don't know each other. They're not friends. They're fighting to the death because, and in story, they would never fight each other to the death. Obviously, they're best friends. They are straight up best friends. So they would never fight each other to the death, like in story, in character, any of that. I'm saying in a fair, I'm saying in story, they're obviously never going to fight each other to the death. But in a fair Nen battle, where neither of them know each other, they don't know each other's Nen abilities, and they have to fight to the death, Greed Island Gon is going to win almost every single time. Because the moment Gon charges up Rock, Killua's Nen Needle is going to activate, and he's going to run away. That's my argument for Greed Island Gone, and that would still apply for Chimera Antark Killua too, until he removes the Nen Needle, because like we get a lot of dialogue that backs this up. First off, this panel on the left is Killua seeing Rock. This is them even as best friends. The moment he sees it, he visualizes it like a wrecking ball and gets nervous, like even though they're best friends. Okay, but here's like detailed information on how the Nen Needle works. So Killua, like Bisky says, Killua cannot even fight against people who are of equal strength when he has the Nen Needle. He says, even if you're at equal strength, you think he's pretty tough, or it would be dangerous if he does this. You give up if he's even a little bit better than you, and have no interest in eking out a victory. Escape is your only option. Okay, and we know from the Ryu sparring that Gon and Killua are relative to each other in their base state. Then when Gon charges Rock, it's stated that Gon becomes dozens of times more powerful. Rock is such a strong attack that even people who don't have a Nen Needle get scared of it. Okay, so if they're fighting in character, if they're fighting, they don't know each other, they don't know each other's Nen abilities, Killua and Gon are going to fight for a little bit, and they'll be just about even, but Killua would have the slight advantage due to just like having more skill, more technique. Then Gon's going to start charging up Rock, the Nen Needle's going to activate, and Killua is going to run away. The only time Killua has ever even tried to resist the Nen Needle is because he was trying to stay a part of Gon's life. That's what's stated right here. Before he fights Shoot, Bisky gives him the motivation. She says, if you can't beat Shoot tomorrow, you have to stay out of Gon's life. And then we see during the fight against Shoot, this is like the first time he's ever even trying to resist the Nen Needle. It's because he wants to stay Gon's friend. But if Gon and Killua are fighting each other to the death and they don't know each other, there's no Gon Freaksis to keep him from running away. He's just going to run away. We actually see in his fight against Shoot, the moment Shoot appears, Killua is already scared and wants to run away just looking at him. And then when he sees it, Shoot starts his Hatsu ability, from that point on, Killua like can't even think properly. We also have statements on the left-hand panel that show us that when he resists the Nen Needle, his stats like go down. Illumi says his reaction speed slowed. Okay, so it's like you have this dude who's nerfed by the Nen Needle. He's not fighting as well as he did before, and Gon was already relative to him. Okay, the moment he starts charging up rock, Killua was cooked, and that's not even counting into the fact that like Gon evolves his rock during this arc. He develops the John Ken combo where he like fakes people out with the John Ken, and then switches between rock, paper, and scissors and chains them together. So that is like a very deadly combo. If you guess wrong, you just get one shot. Another thing, like before I go into this, he also evolved his rock to the point where now he can charge rock while running, and he can dodge attacks while charging rock too. So that, like, I mean, Gon really becomes a serious problem in this arc. Like, he's really hard to beat, quite frankly, because he can just charge rock, sprint up to you, dodge your attack, and crack you with it. So he's really like this was Gon after the Knuckle training. Like, there's actually a line of dialogue when Gon was fighting Knuckle. Knuckle just straight up points out Rock's weaknesses to Gon. He's like, dude, the big problem you have with it is that it requires too much time to charge up. And Gon straight up says, yeah, I'm working on overcoming those weaknesses. Then the next time, like, then in that moment, that's where he develops the John Ken combo. And the next time we see Gon fight with Rock, he did overcome the weakness. He charges it while running. This also falls in line with the fact that like Gon and Killua train their Hatsu abilities off screen. In the manga, we actually see Gon training scissors in the manga. And like during Greed Island, his scissors was so weak that he could only chop like a blade of grass, and he could only do it like 1 out of every 10 tries. Then when we get to the Chimera Ant arc, Gon's chopping Chimera Ants into pieces. So it shows you that Gon works on his Hatsu abilities off screen. But another thing I wanted to say is like Angry Kid Gon would be stronger than base form Killua. It would go very similar to how Killua, like this is no Nen Needle Killua. It would go very similar to how no Nen Needle Killua versus Palm went. No Nen Needle Killua versus Palm. Palm just beat the brakes off of him, and Killua straight up says he couldn't even block her attacks. If this drags out, he would be doomed. And like we see at the very start of the fight, he throws the yo-yo and Palm just immediately obliterates it and just starts overwhelming him with punches. This is very, my argument is this is pretty much exactly how Angry Kid Gon versus Killua would go. Because we have this statement from Killua where he looks at Angry Kid Gon just standing in front of Pito, and he says that even Pito, a royal guard, someone who's like in the data book stated to be the strongest of the royal guards, even the strongest royal guard would not be able to defeat Gon without Nen. Okay. And another thing people tend to use, they tend to say like Killua's lightning bolt is a really good counter. He can't really do it in enclosed spaces, it doesn't seem, because like, well, my argument is that it takes a little bit of time to charge up, and he usually like jumps in the air to evade the enemy like while he charges it. But if you're in an enclosed like building, you can't really do that. Oh yeah, and then I've also seen people use the argument that Killua did better against these Chimera Ants than Gon did because he like chopped its head off. But there's a few things people don't take into account. For one, Killua did not know that the ants could live without their head. Killua just like, well, we don't know if he knew that or not. It could just have simply been like Killua just chose to kill the ant by like obliterating her face. Like he just chose to do that kind of out of, just chose to. Meanwhile, Gon chopped his opponent into like 3 pieces. So like it just came down to like the method in which they chose to kill the ants. That's one thing. The other thing is Killua actually took damage and Gon didn't. Killua got stabbed by this ant, and if he wasn't a Zoldyck, Killua actually would have lost this fight. Meanwhile, Gon dodged his enemy's attack and then just chopped him into pieces. And in the manga, it was slightly different. Like Gon chopped him into pieces, and then Kite kills him before the ant like tries to attack him. Like the ant dialogue says, "I'll pretend to be dead and bite him when he turns his back," and then Kite just kills him right then. That implies like Gon had not turned his back yet, was like watching him down, and then Kite just killed him. Okay, so yeah, so we can now do a debate. Those are all my main points. If anyone wants to hop into the debate and debate me on Greed Island Gone versus Killua, we can do that. Here's the debate link. One more time, the tutorial for how to do it is, give me 1 second. Yeah, so you go to my channel, and then you click on posts, and then you scroll down to my most recent post, and then you go to this this pinned comment, and then you click the link, and then you can join the debate, okay? Oscar said, I think the rock he charges when running is probably weaker. Well, it would most likely still one-shot Killua, to be honest, because, like, look at what it did to... This was a officer ant that was fused with, like, a gorilla, like, part gorilla, and Gon one-shot him and sent him flying to, like, a different country. So I don't really see Killua surviving that, to be honest. But, Kagito said, bro, did you even sleep? I slept for about 4 solid hours. All right, so let's get into this debate. Here, let me just leave it on this. Or no, maybe I'll leave it on. Maybe I'll leave it on this. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna do the debate now. I don't know if Lenny is here or Bromus. I need to create a couple more mods. But yeah, is Bromus here? I don't know if Lenny or Bromus are here, but we're about to do the voice chat right now. Okay. Anime Monarch says post-month training Chimera Antark base Gon stomps Chimera Antark Nen Needle Killua. Yeah, I would agree with that too. He would like destroy him. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and start the debate, okay? So during the debate portion, as you guys know, I won't be able to see the live chat because I'll have my I'll have the people who are hopping into the debate, like their audio will be coming through my phone, okay? So I won't be able to read the chat at the same time. But I'm about to open the Discord and then we'll start the debate, okay? Let's see who's in there right now. Hopefully there's some people in there. I made an announcement about it earlier, so I hope some people are there. Oh yeah, we got a bunch. Okay. And today we're going to do 1v1 debates again. So yeah, and there's not too many people here, so we should be able to get through them all. Let's see. Yo, what's up?
I'm very confused because the other day you were repping Killua, so you don't rep Killua winning against Enraged Gone anymore?
Wait, hold on. Well, so just before we get started with the debates, today we're gonna do 1v1 debates like we did last time.
Next time, yeah.
And I'm thinking since there's not that many people, we could do 15 minutes. Lenny, did you want to debate too, bro?
No, I wanted to debate, but I'm mostly confused because yesterday, or like legit not too long ago, you was like Godspeed Killua over Enraged Gone. But like when I just popped in your stream, and it seems like you have Gone over Godspeed Killua.
No, so like the different things I'll be debating. I have here's how I have the scale going. These are all just based on if it's like a fair Nen battle. I have or like neither of them know each other's abilities and they're fighting to the death. I have Greed Island Gone would beat Greed Island Killua. Then I have Chimera Ant Gone would beat Chimera Ant Killua with the Nen Needle. Then without the Nen Needle, I would have Angry Kid Gone would beat him, base form to base form. But I do still have Godspeed Killua over Angry Kid Gone. But then I would have Adult Gone over Godspeed Killua. And that's how I have it.
So yeah, Lenny wants to debate you first on Godspeed Killua versus Enraged Gone.
Okay, Lenny, you wanted to debate first?
Oh yes, I did. Hold on, just give me 1 second. Let me grab my drink downstairs real quick.
All right.
Hold on, you said 15 minutes, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, doctor. But how are you guys all doing? You guys doing good?
I'm gonna keep the time up. I'm gonna get my drink.
Okay. I mean, if he wants to go get his drink, did anyone? Well, I guess we could just wait for him a second. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. You're gonna run it too, did it?
I don't think he's here.
Yeah, maybe he's
Oh
AFK.
God, yeah. What Yoshi said.
It looks like he's AFK. I hope that the people in the stream can hear you guys pretty well. Hopefully, let me just double check. I'm gonna ask the stream. Have you guys been able to hear these guys pretty well? Let me just open the stream really quick, see what they're saying.
Yo, Lilos, can you scan it real quick?
Yeah, just 1 second. I just want to check the chat and see what they're saying. I just have to open it. Chat, were you guys able to hear them up until now? Let me know. I see Womack says good. Okay, we can. Okay, 6. Okay, I'm gonna close that, and I'm opening the. Okay, so Apo, is that?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Oh, hey, what's up, Lenny?
Oh, 1 second, Lenny. I'm just referencing the P2, the strongest of the road guard statement. Could you send that to me?
Yeah, so I have it, I can send it to you after this debate.
I know where you get the statements from. I get it. If you can't pull it up right now because of that and you don't have it saved, gotcha. That's fine.
Yeah, it's from, a Yu Yu Hakusho jump guide.
Oh, that. Oh, I thought it was the other Hunter x Hunter data book. Okay.
Oh, no, yeah, it was from a Yu Yu Hakusho, jump guide from a long time ago.
Talk about the one I told you to get.
No, it's actually, a really old one. I can send it to you guys later, but Lenny, you wanted to debate Godspeed Killua versus Enraged Gon first?
Yes, I did. I want to ask, what was your argument for Godspeed Killua being above being able to defeat Enraged Gon in the first place?
So, okay, and do you have the timer going? I think we could do 15 minutes. Did you?
I have to tell don't worry,
it's 15 minutes, not 14.
Oh, and so my argument for Godspeed Killua being able to defeat Enraged Gon, so okay, I would say the fight would go something like this: Gon would be stronger than him base form to base form, so he would go into Godspeed pretty quick. And I think if he hits Gon with the same combo that he hit Yuppie with, it would damage Gon to a point where he would now be below base form Killua once he reverts.
How would he be able to damage Gon? How?
So the thing about Godspeed is he has a lot of paralyzing abilities that he doesn't need to charge up. That's the difference between Godspeed and his base form. Because his base form, his best stun move is his lightning bolt.
No, that's not what I asked. I asked how is he going to be able to damage Gon at all?
So my argument is after he you might have a good point, because after he stuns him, this is where it gets tricky. It's if you stun someone with lightning, is their Nen defense lowered?
No, that's cool. He can stun him with lightning, but that's not the question I asked. I asked how he's going to be able to damage him if he's not able to damage you.
Well, Gon's aura output is lower than Yuppie's in terms of overall defense.
When was that stated or implied?
So I would say that it's stated in a couple different ways.
Can you show me?
Yeah, well, here first I'll explain it, and then I can go to panels and stuff. So, Enraged Kid Gon, Killua says that Pito wouldn't be able to stand a chance against that without Nen. Specifically says without Nen. Then afterwards, there's a line of dialogue from Killua where he says, even if me, Gon, and Palm all jumped Pito at the same time, we'd all die.
Okay, so that's based on what Killua said.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I would just, and Killua is also the same one who said that Gon would be able to beat No Nen Pito. So if we want to use one statement from Killua that hype's gone up, we also have to use the other statement from Killua that limits Gon too.
I would like to say this. Okay, I just want to say this right now. Right, Pito was the same person to be okay, if I don't go all out against Gon, if I don't use my power against him, his fangs is gonna reach the king. If you want that statement, I could just send it to you right now. Oh, I did not mean to do that to the time. Here you go. Wrong statement. My fault. Hold up. Wrong thing. Let me send this to you right here.
Yeah, and I can open it on my phone. It's just I can't open it on the Discord.
Can you read what Pito said for me? Can you read it for me?
Did you just like
Just out loud.
you just sent it to me?
Yeah, I did. Can you read it out loud for me?
Yeah, he said, "I have to risk my life. If I don't, his fangs may reach the king's throat."
Okay. Do you know what that? Do you know what that implies? If you know what that means, like I can explain it for you.
Yeah,
If you
let's hear the explanation.
Okay, cool. That implies that Gon is around Pito's level, and he's gonna keep getting stronger to be around the king's level. That's something that Pito is trying to prevent. So Gon is nowhere. Statement that Killua was making. It's the fact that Pito is scared herself. She's the same person who got smacked by the king, and knows the king's power level more than anyone.
That's a good point, but like this exact scene, this was right after.
Lilo, she cut it out. Repeat that again.
So the scene that you sent me, that was when Gon like intuitively cut down Pito's time by 10 minutes to heal Kamugi, and Pito was like his intuition is dangerous, and she was like sensing something like foreboding about Gon. She was sensing something's off. I could just make the argument that that she was sensing his adult Gon transformation.
That still doesn't count to my point because Pito's literally just stating that she needs to risk her life. That doesn't counter anything.
Well, I would say that she's sensing like he has something up his sleeve, and that like she's sensing that he has the adult Gon form, and that statement would just apply to adult Gon.
Literally, this statement is getting implied to how Gon is right now. If Pito is saying that she needs to risk her life right now to even stop Gon, that would imply that enraged Gon at this moment, before reaching adult Gon, is powerful enough to kill Pito, to be a threat for Pito. That's literally what is implying right now.
We should pull up the exact. We should pull up the exact scene. No, I want to pull up the exact scene to get the full context of it. Like, what exactly scared Pito into thinking that? It was right after Poof, like, and we can add. You could pause the timer for a second because I do want to find that exact scene and we can actually analyze it.
Okay, go. Find the exact scene and send it to me.
Or
we can go over that.
Well, yeah, we'll just pull it up on stream. Like, I'm trying to remember what chapter it was. It was right after Poof dispersed. So, like, I think it might have been around maybe like 287, maybe. Oh, I might have gotten it. I might have got it. Hold on, let me see. Was I right? Oh, it's close to here. It's close to here. So it's
can you like DM it to me too so I can see?
I might be able to. It's just like tough because if I open up my Discord on stream, everyone's gonna see like everybody's messages. But
okay. Just go on your stream right now. Go on your stream right now. Just look.
It's around here. Like we were close to it. Here, I'm gonna keep looking. Maybe it's the one behind this. Yeah, I think I just found it. I think it's chapter 288. Let me see if I got it right. Did I get it right? No, I didn't. It's close to here though. A few chapters after. Because I want to see the full scene, because that is a valid point, and it's important to look at the full context when stuff like with good points like that. I just wish I had all the chapter numbers memorized, but I don't.
No, you're good, bro.
It's okay. I'm at 291. I think 292 is still just Netero versus Meruem. It is. It's none of those. Let's try 293. Is it here? Dude, all the Chimera Ant chapters, it's hard to remember which are which, bro. And did Poof already vanish here? Oh, okay, yeah, we're getting real close. Almost there.
Reiterate what happened, like I heard some of it. My understanding of what was going on, Lenny was just saying that, like, because P2 specifically references after Gon's potential, that would inherently indicate adult form Gon, and whatever you were saying before wouldn't be referencing when she says she has to risk her life. Yeah,
my argument was that she was sensing adult Gon, but I'm going to like, I found the scene right now, so we're going to analyze the scene really quick, and then we can start the timer again, okay? So here's the scene right here on the stream. Poof like disperses and runs away, And then Gon doesn't even like move. He just gets angry and says like heal Komugi 10 minutes faster. And this scared Pito. So it says Pito shuddered. It was unnerving that Poof had left without any concern for the consequences, but even more frightening was Gon coldly ignoring Poof's provocation and slashing Pito's deadline. And then they go in more detail about it, like Poof added extra time to Komugi, but didn't really need to. And then Pito was thinking that she might be able to finish healing Komugi 10 minutes early, but Gon also said, like, no, you have 10 minutes less time, without Pito mentioning any of that. And then here's a dialogue where it explains the fear. It says, it could be a coincidence, but Gon had probably just picked... it says, it could be a coincidence. Gon had probably just picked that time to match Poof's parting words, and yet Pito could not shake a feeling of foreboding. And then this is where Pito says, if I don't stop him, this will be life or death. So like the fact that Pito's talking about she couldn't shake a feeling of foreboding, and it will be life or death. And then immediately afterwards says his fangs could sink into the king's throat. Then
get off this.
Then when Gon transforms, the first thing Pito says was, I was right. This implies like this is Pito just sensing adult Gon. Like this is kind of like foreshadowing for adult Gon.
So you're basically just proving to me that Pito knows going out this moment is basically a problem for her. You're just proving to me that Gon's around her level. That's basically what you're doing.
Gon's a problem to no Nen Pito, but against like actual Nen Pito, he wouldn't really be a problem.
It wasn't really specific on if she needed no Nen or Nen or not. Actually, matter of fact, based on the stuff that I sent you, she said, I have to risk my life. If I don't, his fangs may reach the king's throat. That's literally what she said. She needs to risk her life. And if she needs to risk her life, more times she's going to be using Nen. Why would she not use Nen?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like this is just applying to like Pito sensing adult Gon, because like even I think even when Pito... Oh, go ahead.
But that still doesn't disprove anything. That doesn't disprove what I said.
Well, I say what disproves what you said is that Killua said even if him, Gon, and Palm all work together, Pito would kill all three of them. I think that disproves that.
It doesn't matter what Killua says, because Pito's around the king more times, okay? He's more around the king, and Pito knows her own strength. If she feels like he needs to risk his life to order to stop Gon, that should imply that Gon's around her level instead of below Poof, not Poof or Yubi.
But okay, but the sense of foreboding.
I'm still not proving what you said before about Gon being below Yubi. Like none of this proves that at all.
Well, I would say like the fact that Pito doesn't say I was right about him, like when he's like when they're running to Beijing, Pito says I was right about him the moment he transforms. Like I think that was chapter 303, or it might have been 305. Let's go see. It was somewhere around 305.
I just sent the statement. I have it.
Oh no, I just found it. Yeah, so
I have the wrong translation.
I just found it. It's all good. So like, wait, I want to see if they have the dialogue where it's like, Pito does heal before fighting Gon. But here's another thing. Like, well, let me put it like this. Pito says, I knew it. I was right about him the moment he transforms. Pito doesn't say that while Gon's just sitting here, like crying. Pito says that the moment he transforms. So that implies like Pito was sensing this the whole time. That the statement that you're using to hype up Kid Gon, it doesn't apply to Kid Gon. It was just foreshadowing for this. And something that also backs that up is like, what is it? Pito's healing puppet is not for combat. Like Pito uses the healing puppet at first, but doesn't bring out the attack puppet until Gon transforms. Like the moment Gon transforms, Pito brings out the attack puppet. This kind of implies that Pito thought Pito could kill him without even using Pahatsu. Like might have been able to beat him just having both arms healed could kill him. Doesn't even bring out Hatsu until he transforms.
Okay. I just want to say this right now. This is literally a Pito who was trying to get Gon to like completely lower his guard and everything, so she can be able to kill him. That's why she didn't kill him before, because if she tried to kill him before, it would have been a problem. If Pito didn't care, then while he was going to the forest, she could have killed him there, but she didn't. She waited until Gon's guard was completely down.
Well,
why is that?
It's stated that the reason why Pito didn't kill Gon in the forest was because they had Komugi as a hostage. That's the only reason why Pito didn't kill Gon in the forest. And that's like why like there's this scene here. Poof like says, okay, like now Pito thinks that we've recovered Komugi, soon Gon will be killed. And then that's why Killua sprints over there immediately.
Okay, but that still doesn't contradict her statement from earlier, though.
It does, because Pito says, I knew it, I was right about him the moment he transformed. If that statement applied to Kid Gon, she would have said, I knew it, I was right about him, like, while he's sitting here crying. Like, she would have said it a lot earlier than the very second after he transforms. This is, like, way too, this is too one-to-one for it to be a coincidence. And also the fact that Pito was going to fight him with no Hatsu ability at all, and that Poof thought that Pito would kill her too, and Killua thought Pito would kill him. Like this is multiple very strong people saying Pito would win.
Okay, Lilos, can you go back and read what I sent you just one more time so you can understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay. Hold on, give me 1 second. My sister's just there real quick. Let me tell her to lower her voice real quick. Just give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Pause the timer.
Let me pause the timer. Hold on, just give me like 1 second. Hold on.
Yeah, Layla, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think you understand his actual argument.
His argument is that he's saying that this statement applies just to Kid Gon.
And what you're saying doesn't contradict it, because he made two statements with that statement he said. He made statement number 1 that she has to risk her life currently, and statement number 2 that Gon has the potential. So,
sorry.
Like, okay, what you said doesn't really. Oh, my fault. He's back. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thank you. All right.
Well, no, what I said, like,
Did
here.
Did you read it again?
Yeah. So, like, the panel you sent. If I don't stop him, this will be life or death. His fangs could sink into the king's throat. The whole thing is if I don't.
That's not what it reads.
Okay. So the first statement, which is like, I have to risk my life. That's one statement. Then the second one, if I don't, his fang may reach the king's throat.
Well, to be also another thing, that what you sent me is a scanlation, and then this scanlation tends to have a lot of mistranslations. To be completely honest, like. I know this exact scanlation. In it says that Gon's rock is a 100 times multiplier. So this exact same scanlation says that. So it does get some things wrong. But I was reading the Viz translation. But I mean, yeah, if we read this one, it says I have to risk my.
The Viz translation is literally not always correct, and also prove that's wrong right there. It's prove why that's translation is just wrong. I just want to say that right now.
Which one?
Because you said the Viz translation is better. Prove it.
What I'm saying is, like, when you're doing like power scaling like this, it's good to look at all of them, but then you just kind of have to like use your better judgment as to what seems the most logical. It's like there's certain.
You're just going based off your feelings, though. You're just going based off feelings. By just saying, "Oh, I'm just going based off what's more logical."
Well,
okay, why is it logical?
Another thing that backs it up is like the anime Crunchyroll sub translations align more with the Viz manga than it does with the fan these ones that you sent me. The like Crunchyroll, like professionally done subs match more up with the Viz manga. Like for example, the the Viz manga says that Gon's rock is 10 times stronger than his normal punch, but the Crunchyroll sub says that it's dozens of times. So like whenever I do videos on it, I say it's 10 to dozens of times. Like I use both. I use it's a range. But the these translations you sent me say it's like it either says it's 100 times or hundreds of times stronger. And it's like that's pretty wild when we see like the exact number difference from Rock and his normal power, like normal punches, is like only a few points. Like Knuckles says that his normal Ken punches are like 1800 aura. Meanwhile,
Okay,
Rock is like
Lilos,
2000.
Okay, Lilos, I just want to say this right now. It's literally just it's two different statements. You just the Crunchyroll said one thing and this says another thing. Yes, they're similar, but it's still technically two different statements.
I'm just saying it's best to use the like you kind of have to you use all three and like use your best judgment. But yeah, we can using your panel. We can use that. You say I have to risk my life if I don't, his fangs may reach the king's throat. Yeah, but I mean I'm just saying like the fact that the moment Gon transforms, Pito says I knew it. I was right about him, and doesn't even bring out. Pito doesn't even bring out their Hatsu ability until Gon transforms. These things are implying that Pito was just sensing adult Gon. That's all this was for. Like, so that way when adult Gon came out, people really don't say, oh man, it came out of nowhere. It's like, no, it was foreshadowed the whole time.
You're not attacking the argument.
What did you say?
What was my argument? Repeat my argument.
Your whole argument is that you think Pito with this statement is referring just to Kid Gon, and that that is your whole argument.
It's not. It's literally referring to Kid Gon. Rage Gon right there.
And my argument is, it's much more likely that Pito's just referring to adult Gon, and I have much more evidence than you do.
Your evidence is Pito trying to kill a Gon when he's not trying to attack a Pito at all.
No,
he's just on the floor defensive.
No, my evidence is multiple different characters agreeing with what I'm saying and not with what you're saying. My evidence is that Killua says that if all, like the same Killua who said this Gon's aura is so insane he would kill no Nen Pito, that same Gon would lose to Pito. Me, Gon, and Palm altogether would lose to Pito if Pito's like actually trying. Poof also says Pito will kill Gon, and then like it also seems Pito herself also thinks she doesn't even need Hatsu to kill Gon.
The only statement that matters.
Well, actually, can you give an explanation as to why Pito doesn't bring out her Hatsu until Gon transforms? Why would Pito do that?
Gon is on the floor crying. You literally show that Gon was literally on the floor crying. He's not fighting Pito. He's not doing any of that. He's on the floor crying.
But like he starts charging up aura. Like even on this right, like look at this. Even in this panel, Pito, Gon's charging up aura. He's not crying anymore.
The second he starts charging up aura,
Pito still doesn't have their Hatsu out.
She gets into battle mode.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't transform. She doesn't bring out the puppet until he transforms. Like you see him still in this Kid Gon state, and aura's like swirling around the whole building.
Him crying, and
he's not crying here. This panel, he has 0 tears. He's not crying anymore. He's just standing there swirling with aura. Pito still doesn't have the puppet out. Why if Gon really is as strong as you're saying, why didn't Pito bring the puppet out immediately? Like another thing, Pito brought the puppet out the moment she saw Netero. She didn't do that with this Kid Gon.
Okay. All right.
My argument is that it's all like she was just referring to like sensing adult Gon, and the fact that she says I knew it, I was right about him, backs it up even further. Okay. The moment he transformed it pretty much confirms it.
Okay. One thing I gotta ask: Do we agree on base Pito and base Gon?
My stance is like based off what the manga has said multiple times. If Pito fights with no Nen, Gon will win. But my argument is like Pito using Nen and Hatsu would win for certain, and then you could argue that Pito without even using Hatsu would still win. Here's what. Let me just say this real quick. Another thing that backs that up is Pito without Hatsu killed Kite.
Okay, but Pito's oh my freaking gosh, Pito's statement doesn't contradict mine. So about Gon being like a threat. If what you say,
do you think Gon surpassed Kite?
If Gon's able to kill Pito, right, with the same Pito, right, without Hatsu, the same one who was able to kill Kite.
Without Nen, right? It wasn't without Hatsu. It was without Nen.
My fault. Without Nen, this is Pito without Nen, base Pito without Nen, right? Was able to kill Kite. Cool. This same Gon would kill him. We agree on that, all right? So back to basically what I'm saying before. If we agree on that, then how is Killua going to damage Gon?
Wait, if we agree on the fact that that Pito that Gon would kill no Nen Pito? Is that what you're saying?
I said base Pito. Base, not no Nen, just base Pito.
You're saying you think
she got even stronger afterwards.
You're saying Pito not using
base Gon. Like base Gon.
Okay, yeah, you're saying you think Angry Kid Gon would beat Pito not using Hatsu? Is that what you're saying?
Base Gon. Yeah, base Gon. Yes, that's basically what I'm saying. What
are you basing that on?
What do you mean what I'm basing that on? Based on what I literally showed you.
There's like I said multiple times, like your statement, it doesn't matter if you just say it was only applying to adult Gon, and like multiple things actually heavily imply that.
Pito's the one.
I would say your statement is like your statement is a very big highball. It's not like a medium ball interpretation.
It's coming from Pito himself. That's not a high ball. It's coming from the source.
No.
From the main source.
It's a high ball if you say it just applies to Kid Gon when there's literally 3 other references later in the arc all saying it didn't, and you're just ignoring all of those just to like assume it only meant Kid Gon when Pito herself said it applied to adult Gon. And you're just ignoring that for some reason.
Pito never said that applied to adult Gon.
That's exactly what this panel on screen says. Like the moment Gon transforms, Pito says...
The timer's up.
Oh, okay.
Time's up. Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'll go next if that's fine.
Okay, Apple.
Second, but hold on. Let me say. Wait. Before you wait. Let me say my final. Let me say my final thing. Right. Mm-hmm. The second statement applies to adult Gon, but the first statement of her having to risk her life applies to Gon right now. And since that's the case, Godspeed Killua wouldn't be able to damage Gon, and it literally doesn't matter because the second he runs out, he's just gonna get bum rushed and just dies.
Yeah, I mean, if you highball Gon to that, then I would agree. Yeah.
I mean, it's not highball if it's like right there. It's literally right there.
Well, it's a highball if you say it only applies to Kid Gon.
And all you brought was other people's opinions. Other people's opinions are cool, but like they're not. It's not relevant because Pito's the main one making this statement in the first place.
But I mean, Pito herself says, "I knew what I was right about him the moment he transforms."
Okay, then that just literally confirms my argument then.
That it's only applied to adult Gon. Yeah.
No, I think you're missing his argument, Leela. We could just continue this though.
Okay.
Within mine.
Okay. Yeah. Apple, what's up?
I don't think understanding this.
Question. Could I ask a question? How many people are left to debate?
Yeah, I'm not sure. How many people are debating?
Penny was gonna debate next.
So that's 1 out of 2, 3.
So after Apple, I guess Kingdom, you want to go?
Yeah, for sure. I'll talk about it.
Okay, dope. All right, Apple. You could go ahead, bro. And honestly, I think I'm thinking if we only have like a few people debate, we could do like multiple rounds. Like Lenny could go again, then Apple again, and all that.
Yeah. I'm referencing the same argument. So I think that argument 1 or premise 1 would just be reference to Killua below UP. Premise 2, UP below P2. Premise 3, Gon is above or equal to P2.
And Apple, can you make your audio sound a little more clear in any way? It does sound a little bit muffled.
But this, I'm not.
Oh, that actually sounded way better.
Okay. Yeah, it was muffled into my pillow.
Oh, okay. No worries. You're good. So you were saying, well, what is your argument?
So it'd be premise 1. Killua is below UP. Would you agree to that?
Oh yeah, he gets
Okay.
decimated.
So premise 2, UP's below P2. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. Premise 3, which you're not going to agree to, is Gon being relative to P2.
I only think Gon's relative to Pito without Nen.
Yeah. Why is that when there's a statement that says that P2 has to risk his life to fight that current Gon?
Because I'm saying that, like, the part that you guys are ignoring is the two parts that you guys are ignoring is that Pito says that she sensed a feeling of foreboding, like something that was going to happen, and then we literally see the moment he transforms. Pito then says, "I was right about him." So like,
I don't think this argument actually does that. Here's why. The argument is actually referencing into splitting the statements apart. So it'd be statement 1, I have to risk my life to stop him, which how we read English, right? Would be that she's saying he has to stop him from getting to the level of the king, right? Because he senses this potential to get to the level of the king, right? From the previous statement of her sensing this level, which is what you're referencing. And then there's a statement later on in which you also reference of her saying he's reached this point, which doesn't contradict her having to risk her life prior to stop him from reaching the point. It just is saying now that he has reached that point.
So I mean, just a quick question. So do you just think like Killua's analysis is just wrong?
Yeah, Killua, this is the first time Killua has actually been, like, somewhat, not only afraid, but not on his A game throughout the entire time. This is actually pretty consistent, like, the hallway scene, right? Killua messes up in the hallway scene, something he wouldn't have normally done, right? Killua isn't on his A game, that's 1. And 2, Killua just isn't on the same tier as these other people like P2, who probably just have better sensory capabilities. I mean, not even probably, they just do, right? They have, like, this base better sensory capabilities because P2's a cat, and then she has this secondary better sensory capabilities because she has better Nen than him. So, like, not only is Killua not on his A game, but he just doesn't have as high as an assertion as Pizza.
So, I mean, that's a pretty good argument there. But, well, then my follow-up question is, like, why doesn't Pito bring out the Nen puppet until Gon transforms?
Probably because that variation of Gon was equal to that variation of P2, and they both have Hatsu, so potentially because of the way that P2's ability works, and how any Hatsu ability works, which is that it's typically somewhat draining. Even if we look at other matchups against people who are on a similar level, they don't always just pop out Hatsu first. They tend to, like, fill around with their opponents and stuff. The same way Gon doesn't just, like, charge up a Jaken, right? So I think that, even when he's in his adult form, by the way, I think that there's this thing where, like, there's obviously, like, some form of battle strategy, especially if I'm fighting someone who I think can kill me. Because, well, she has to risk her life, right? So I would obviously strategize to my best optimal performance.
So that's a solid argument, but it kind of falls apart at this point with what I'm going to say here. For one, the moment Pito saw Netero, she immediately used her Nen puppet. And then we also get dialogue straight from Colt and Netero himself saying that Pito is stronger than Netero was. So you really think Gon is on par with Netero like this?
Okay, yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. I think that could just be the positioning of where Netero was. Like, P2 didn't have a choice but to use his Hatsu ability because of where Netero was. Netero was, like, standing in the air flying. P2 has no real way to fight somebody like that without his Hatsu ability.
But that doesn't change. So, I mean, your guys' whole argument is you think that Gon in his angry Kid Gon state is on par with Pito, right? That's your whole argument?
Yeah, basically, and then, like, both of them using Hatsu would also be somewhat equivocable.
Yes,
Gon
and
probably slower, but having higher striking strength. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Netero just straight up says that Pito's stronger than him. Word for word says that.
I think you missed my counter argument. Like I said, Hatsu is a strategic thing. P2 doesn't have wings, meaning if Netero is in the air, I'd like to ask you, Lilos, what would be P2's countermeasure other than his Hatsu? What does P2 do to go fight Netero here?
No, I mean, I'm not even referencing that scene. I'm referencing when Netero first sees Pito. The first thing he says is that ant right there is stronger than me. So like,
Okay.
so your whole argument is that Gon is stronger than that version of Netero. You have to
Oh,
say
yeah, sure. If you're asking me if I think Gon is stronger than Netero, yeah, of course.
Kid Gon.
Yeah.
Well,
Ledge Gon, yep.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's where you're gonna lose all the support. Like, I don't know if the chat was supporting you before this, but they're gonna stop right there. Like, because there's no way people. That's not gonna be a popular opinion. I'll just tell you.
So for one, that variation of Netero right there in the first place hasn't trained yet. So I don't, whatever. He could have just gotten stronger. Even if you think that like zero hand Netero, which is something most like even Hatsu people don't have, like something that exponentially stronger than themselves. Like maybe that could kill or damage Gon. Like if you think that Netero is stronger at that point than P2, which I know a lot of people do. So I would just say to those people, not that I care about their support, but I would say to them, I'd like to say that, well, if Netero was weaker than P2 there, that's fine. Gon can be stronger than that Netero, but they also agree that Netero at one point got stronger than P2, meaning he could also just get stronger than Gon.
Can you prove that that Netero like got higher Nen output from that training? Can you prove that?
I would just say that that's implicative.
Of how? What implies that?
So for one, I would actually steelman that first. I would say that. Could you tell me why he actually is weaker than P2 there? You do know when he makes statements, he actually tends to like be more humble, and he's not telling the truth. Like the same thing happens when he's talking to Nav and Morale.
Well, because we see, like, typically when you're stronger than someone and you hit them with your Hatsu, they just die. So, like, it's pretty consistent.
Well, even with Miriam, who I think we could both, no, Miriam, right? Who I think we could both agree is stronger than P2 by substantial amounts. You would agree to that?
It's debatable exactly how much stronger he is than Pito. He is stronger than Pito, but you could make an argument that like he's just a little stronger. But I lean towards saying he's about like 2 times stronger, maybe 3.
Okay, well let's take that 2 times together because that's what you genuinely believe, and I hope we both debate for the truth. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So with that 2 times stronger, Netero can just damage Miriam. So with the zero hand. He like leaves a whole bunch of cuts and stuff all over Miriam's body. So if Miriam's 2 times stronger than P2, I don't see the issue with Netero and P2 just being on a really similar level. With Netero having like a little bit of a higher assertion, or like higher strength by a little bit, where like P2 can take the attack, but P2 wouldn't be able to take like zero hand, for example, or wouldn't be fast enough to, because also Netero like isn't fast enough to just always dodge the attacks. He gets hit by some. Miriam has to have like this really high level of intellectual thinking to get past each one. There's like a lot that goes into fighting Netero.
Do you think Gon's rock is Kid Gon's rock is stronger than a Buddha hand slap from Netero?
Kid Gon's rock. Probably like a regular Buddha hand slap. Yeah, probably. Depending if you were to take that 100 times statement. Like if you believe that, or the country road dozens of times statement, which in references at least 100 times, if you know what dozens means, but which is multiple dozens, dozens of 12, multiple dozens. That's obviously higher than 100. Yeah, probably. But he wouldn't be stronger than zero hand. No, I don't think he has that type of position.
Okay, well, I mean, it's just, I mean, your guys' whole argument is like you're saying like Kid Gon before he transforms is like a Netero tier fighter, like maybe even stronger. And it's like that.
I don't think maybe even stronger. Like I said, I don't think he's stronger than Netero, because I think Netero has not only the intellectual capabilities but zero hand to back up whatever he's using, and I think that like Netero is in the middle of P2 and Gon probably, or something of that sort. So with that on top of it, like I would just say Netero wins.
What do you think about Shoot literally saying that he's twice as strong as Gon?
He references, when is that reference?
At the very start of the invasion.
I think Gon can just be getting stronger.
Okay, I agree with that actually. I do think like as he's in front of Pito, he's stronger than he was at the start of the invasion. I agree with that.
Yeah, like obviously we even see his like Nen flare up more and everything.
Yeah, I actually completely
And
agree
like
with that.
Morel just says he was gonna die to Gon's punch even earlier actually, and like obviously I don't think not whatchamacallit has anything to do that.
Yeah,
I think
so
when like Gon flares up his energy, he gets massively stronger.
yeah, I mean, I just think like the scaling for Gon is like what was most consistently said, which was like he's stronger than Pito without Nen. Like he might have been so if you have everyone in the invasion, like you have Morel, you have Knuckle, you have Shu, you have Killua. Gon is the physically strongest, but he's still weaker than a royal guard at full power. That's my statement on it.
What statements are you even referencing? I apologize.
Oh no, you're good.
Other
So
than the Killua one, because we've been over the Killua and why I don't think Killua even matters.
yeah, I mean that is like the main thing I'm referencing is Killua himself saying like, "Yo, if three of us fight Pito, we're all gonna get cooked."
Yeah, but you would agree Killua at that time wasn't in a good mental state.
Well, that's a bit more debatable because like he was in a bad mental state before he fought Palm, but then Palm kind of brings him back to his senses by saying you're the only one who can help Gon out of everyone here. And then he has like an epiphany and then he starts thinking clear again and like immediately starts like making accurate assessments.
So like one, you can't just say like he immediately starts making accurate assessments because that's the same question. Two, Palm saying that could more so bring Killua to a better point in the mission or like have a better clear-cut mission goal. I don't think that necessarily means that Killua himself would be clear-cut in a way of thinking. That can just mean he has a better goal. Like if I'm wrestling, I can be very scared. I can have really pre-game jitters. My dad can be like, okay, look, if you got to have the goal to win so you can get to states this year, right? And then I might have like this like epiphany and like get more locked into the goal of getting the states, but that doesn't change my pre-game jitters. I would still probably make wrong moves within it, like a lot of people do whenever it comes to big games like that. It's just even natural in a very high level portion of any sport to make bad mistakes because of pre-game jitters or it being your first time playing, or it might even be your first year playing and you played a couple times, but it's just a higher level, even when you have a goal in front of you.
Well, here's another statement that kind of contradicts it is like, Gon himself set up a hostage situation. Gon did. So like that implies like Gon himself thought Pito was stronger than him. What if why would he set up a hostage situation if he could just control Pito, make Pito run heel kite? Like he was like, to make Pito heel kite, we're gonna keep Komugi as a hostage. If he's on par with Pito, why not just say like, all right, listen, like if you don't listen to me, I'm just gonna kill you. We're gonna fight 1v1.
Question for you, Lilos, right?
I mean, do you have an answer to that?
Yeah. So if you and I fight, we're punching each other, yada yada yada. We're equal. We're dead even. We're in a deadlock, right? Would it be better for me, advantage-wise, for me to take a hostage to make you do something you don't want to do, or for me to fight you for it, knowing that I have a high probability of losing? Because if it's a 50-50 fight either way, that's a probabilistic of losing, right? It's flipping a coin. Or should I just take a hostage, make you do what I want you to do, then fight you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a decent point. You're saying like it was just a better move to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a better move. But then Poof, who also saw the same Gon that you guys are gassing up, like he was there, saw all the same stuff. He's saying Pito will still just kill him. So you're like you guys are saying that, like, let me just get this right. You guys are saying that the sense of foreboding only applies to Kid Gon. Then you're saying Killua was wrong, post and then Needle Killua, and you're saying Poof is wrong. So you're saying three things are wrong. It seems like you're making more assumptions than me.
Yeah. Real quick, I'll counteract the Poof point, and then we can just move on. So with the Poof thing, Poof might not be wrong. Like, again, I think they're really close, and Poof might not understand like what Gon's ability is, right? He's never seen Gon's Hatsu, right? So if he looks at Gon's Hatsu, if he's never looked at Gon's Hatsu, but he's seen P2's Hatsu, he might just think like P2 has a really cracked Hatsu ability, and he's like, well, you know, they were kind of relative there. You know, P2 probably would just win through his cracked Hatsu ability, without really knowing what Gon's ability actually is. I really don't see the issue with that.
And so, actually, I think we could like streamline the argument a little more, because like your guys' main big point is you're saying that Gon essentially has like Royal Guard level stats. So if Killua hits him with a Godspeed onslaught, it would go exactly the same way it did against Yuppie.
Yeah.
Why not protect Kite though?
The timer.
Why not protect Kite? Why would a weaker Gon not be on the same level as a stronger Gon? I wonder.
Yeah, but what I mean is that he got one shot by Killua.
It's a 1v1.
No, yeah, and I think you're getting it a little mixed up, Kiyoshi, because he's like Gon is like fodder compared to the end of the Chimera Ant arc Gon.
It's true, yeah,
but
that much.
Yeah, it is that much for sure. It is a huge difference.
Without my argument, even taking Lilo's interpretation, it's that much weaker. Yes.
Yeah, it's actually a very, very big difference because, like, yeah, he just has feats that, like, it shows like he's on a completely different tier than he was at the start of Chimera Ant arc. Like their whole month with Bisky, they actually like did a year's worth of training because they say it takes a month to increase your like Nen endurance by 10 minutes, and they increase it by 120 minutes. So that's 12 months worth of like increase they got. Like they got like a year stronger in 1 month, and they got nonstop battle experience the whole time, and Gon fixed up his Hatsu, and then like on top of all of that, like he was able to one-shot Morel, and then like when they get in the invasion, Killua was like Gon is nothing like he's ever been before, so he's just like on a completely different level, yeah.
Yeah, you have a good point. Yeah.
It's
but
Lilo's the timer ran out.
Oh, okay. But yeah, you guys had some good points so far. Like, does anyone want to debate Greed Island Gon versus Greed Island Killua, or no one wants to?
I wanna run the Gon, like Enraged Gon versus Killua. I wanna run that one.
Enraged Gon versus Base Killua.
Base or Godspeed, it doesn't matter. I think the results are the same.
Okay.
Is the argument finished?
Yeah, let's start with that one. So wait, who am I debating now?
Kiyoshi.
Kiyoshi? Okay, what's up, bro? How you doing?
The no greater protection than his own Kiyoshi.
And so
Wasn't it me?
yeah, so, oh wait, sorry, what happened? What just happened? Did we skip somebody?
Wasn't it me?
Oh, I am sorry. It was Kingdom. We did.
Yeah, you go.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry.
Let him go first.
Okay, yeah, Kingdom, sorry. What's up, bro?
Hey, bro, what's good? Good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm
I
doing
don't
good.
know what time frame it is.
Oh yeah, it's like in the afternoon. But yeah, bro, what part of the debate did you wanna do? Like which versions of Gon and Killua?
Probably the same Enrage Gon versus Chimera Ant Killua.
Enraged Gon versus base form Killua or Godspeed?
It could be both. Doesn't necessarily.
Okay, let's hear your stance on it. What is your stance?
So essentially speaking, I would say Enraged Gon is quite significantly above Killua in terms of Nen capacity and Nen output. If you would like me to substantiate that, I mean, we could tell from Killua, a person who's been with Gon since essentially the start of his hunter journey. So he would probably be like the best person to judge how strong Gon is at that current point in time. I don't know if you would agree on that.
Oh no, I do. Yeah, I agree.
Right, so even like just sitting in front of, I don't think he was sitting yet, but just standing there, and Killua was analyzing the situation. At first, when he hadn't known about the Komogi situation, like the full details, when he was asking if Pito thinks he would be able to fight them without using Nen, specifically Gon. when he said his nen is not even comparable to what it usually is. I don't know where your how you would take that statement. What do you think about that statement?
Well, yeah, that shows like,
being comparable.
I mean, there's different ways you can scale that. Like, if you're lowballing it, you could just say like, Gon is a lot stronger than like the last version of Gon Killua had seen. Or if you highball it, Killua also saw Gon charge up Rock about to one-shot Morel. If you say like his Nen is nothing like it's ever been before, that would mean like Gon just standing there is strong enough to like one-shot people like Morel, even without Rock, and then he stacks Rock on top of it and then becomes monstrous from there. So that's like a highball version of it. I think it's like somewhere in the middle. I think like his actual aura is like not okay. Him just standing there throwing punches, the angry kid Gon. I don't think they're gonna be like all Morel one-shotting punches, but I do think it would be stronger than anything like Morel or Knuckle or Shoot or Killua could do. And then his Rock would be like significantly stronger than the one that one-shot Morel. So
Okay.
that's kind of where I view like the middle of those interpretations.
Yeah, I also would agree that I'm somewhat in the middle. I don't think Gon overall was like UP level or Ito's level, Poop level.
I honestly think he's like relative to Kite in stats here. Like maybe like relative to Kite, maybe a little lower or maybe a little higher in overall like strength and aura, because like they're stated that Knuckle is on par with Kite in physical strength, and I actually think Angry Kid Gon might have like been slightly stronger than Knuckle in just raw stats. So I would say like maybe I would say maybe just slightly above Kite, and then he can stack Rock on top of it. That's like actually, if I had to say my exact thoughts, I'd say that.
What do you think about Ito only really thinking about Gon as a threat outside of Zeno and Netero?
Well,
Teddy King.
He thought Zeno and Netero were threats too. Pito thought Zeno.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh,
that's
you
what
mean?
I just said. I said, let me just rephrase it because it may be my accent, but
Oh no, you're good.
So essentially, Pito only actually thought 3 people were of a threat to the king that I can recall. If I'm wrong, you can correct me. That's no problem. But to my knowledge, is only Zeno, Netero, and Gon even before he was spawned.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right, but I also don't think Pito ever even saw Morel or Shoot. Pito never saw them, but I think Pito did see Knuckle and didn't really care. Like, was more concerned about Gon. So, yeah, I mean, that to me, like, would further back up the idea that, like, Gon and just raw stats was, like, a little bit above Knuckle while he was angry. But real quick, Kingdom, like, what is your stance exactly? Are you saying you think who do you think would win between Angry Kid Gon and Killua? Who do you think would win?
I think honestly, just based on what I've seen in his story and what my current knowledge tells me, I honestly think Killua may not be able to penetrate Gon's what's his defense called? What's his defense?
Ken.
Right. I don't think he might be able to penetrate his Nen.
Yeah, that honestly is like the best argument. And that's actually why I think Angry Kid Gon would beat base form Killua too. But but like when it goes to Godspeed, I lean towards Godspeed because like he has a lot of paralyzing abilities that he doesn't have to like charge up, and like so here's where it does get tricky. I don't know if you're hit with lightning. Well, honestly, this actually might be a good argument against Godspeed Killua. I was gonna say if you're hit with lightning, does it turn off your Nen defense like when you're stunned? But when I really think about it, I don't think it does because Yuppie was still taking the hits from Killua and not feeling anything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But then you could just say maybe like Yuppie is so strong that even without aura, Killua can't kill him. Wait, there's some.
You mean due to his like genetic makeup of like magical beasts and whatnot, like just his
Yeah,
physical.
just due to raw stats, but like actually this I think this point here, what I just said would have been a better point for Appo and Lenny, because it's like straight up we see, because like the big thing people debate on is like when Killua hits you with a lightning bolt, can he just one shot you after that, even if you have more Nen defense than him? But like Yuppie kind of implies that the answer is no. Like,
You mean with the these guys have less than 1/10 of my total aura? You mean that statement?
yeah, because it's like Yuppie was saying like they have one less than 1/10 of his aura. He can't even like feel Killua's punches, and he's electrocuted, paralyzed at the same time. So it's like if you just have way more aura than Killua, you might be able to just survive Godspeed. Like
And the
even if you're
duration
not a
is 5
magical
minutes,
beast.
or is it more?
Sorry, what did you say?
Is the duration for Godspeed 5 minutes, or is it more, or is it less?
It's actually, it seems very short. Like, so Godspeed, the duration, it seems to change if Killua was using it to run away. Like, if he's just running away, it lasts longer. But when he's using it to fight people, like, it ran out against Yuppie in, like, a few seconds.
Wow, that was crazy.
Yeah, so it was like it really looked like it was like maybe like a 20-second transformation and then it's done.
Okay, so it just depends, I guess, on the amount of stress is putting on his body, like, because I think he was using both of the techniques when he was fighting UPD, whirlwind and something. What was the two techniques?
Yeah, whirlwind is like what makes his reaction speed really fast, and then speed of lightning is what makes his like running speed really fast.
Right. So technically, he would have been using both against UP, correct?
Yeah, because he was like darting in and out. Like he would do an attack and then run away, and do another attack, run away. So he was using both. But honestly, I'm kind of like debating against myself. Like I'm kind of giving everyone like a lot of really good points for Godspeed Killua losing, because we straight up see like Yuppie takes all these hits from lightning, and then because like here's the thing, if Godspeed Killua hits Gon with lightning and then Gon's Nen defense turns off, then Killua could just one shot him from there. But Yuppie implies that even if you're paralyzed, your Nen defense still stays up.
Yeah, like that would just be like an extra property, I guess.
Yeah, it is a debatable thing though. But what do you think? Do you think like, because the argument for Godspeed Killua winning is that he would just paralyze Gon with his first like punch, and then as Gon's paralyzed, Gon's Nen defense is off or low enough for Killua to just like severely damage him, and then when Godspeed runs out, it's going to be super damaged Gon versus base form Killua with no lightning. And then Killua would just win from there, like using skill. That's the argument.
I think I would probably just lean towards the side of, I don't think the lightning would bypass. I think it would still be paralyzed, similar to what UP was experiencing. But I still don't think it would actually be damaging Gon.
Yeah, I mean, you do. There's a real chance there's a real chance you're right. It's hard to tell because Yuppie's like the magical beast of the Royal Guard. Yeah, it is hard to tell. The other thing Killua has on his side is in Godspeed. He had that one move he used on like a fraction of Poof. So this was like, Poof might have been like 1/20th of his aura. It might have been Poof with less aura than Killua, so I tend to not use this point. But when he fought that version of Poof, he made a circle around him, and then when Poof walked into the circle, he like burned his eye off. But it like the reason I don't.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, the reason I don't use this point is there's so many counters to it. Like, one, that wasn't the real Poof, that was a clone of Poof. And, like, the clones of Poof, like, break apart easily. They don't seem to have, like, completely normal bodies. And, like, he might have just had less aura than Killua did. But, if you wanted to highball Killua, you could say that fraction of Poof still had more aura than him, and he still just, like, one-shot it. But that is such that I'm not gonna lie, that is a hard sell. I don't really like using that argument because it has a lot of problems with it. But
yeah, would you say Killua's overall like main capacity is lower than base gun, like not enraged gun, but just base gun, because of the fact that he's an enhancer? Do you disagree?
I think they're like before Gon got angry. I think their capacity was like just about the same, because that's like what the Nen endurance training implied anyway. Like in the beginning, Killua actually had like a couple seconds more Nen endurance than Gon did. But like by the end of the training, they were both shown to be like just about equal with it. But then angry Gon, his Nen like skyrockets. So it could just be that Gon's output increased, or it could be that his output and his capacity increased. We don't really know. I kind of lean towards both increasing, like his output and capacity, I think. But.
Yeah, I agree with you as well. So basically this is tied into like the Morale situation. Morale is like at 70,000, you would say?
Yeah.
Right, which is almost like what 3 point something times more than Gon, who was at like 21.5 thousand at the start.
Yeah, that's right.
So just like a guesstimation, would you say his Nen capacity increased like more than twice, 3 times, 5 times?
I mean, it's hard to tell, honestly. Like if you highball Gon, you could say he had more aura than Morel right there. That's like if you highball him, he would have like a little more than Morel. But so it would mean like he got like 3 times stronger at least. But that is a debatable thing. Like some people just think the only thing angry Gon changed was his output. Like, so for example, before Gon, the normal Gon had 21,000 aura, and he could only put like about 2,000 aura into his normal attacks. So he could only use 10% of his power at one time. And if you say his output increased by a lot, he, instead of just using like 2,000 aura in his punches, he could use like 7 or 8,000, but still have the same amount of aura. But if that's the case, then he would have like burnt out like a candle. So it kind of implies like his capacity went up too. But the truth is we never got to see Angry Kid Gon fight in a long battle. So, but I don't think Gon would have just burnt out in like 2 punches. I do think his capacity increased too. So, yeah, I don't know. You could make a good argument he had like 3 times more aura when he was angry.
To be honest, I don't even think it's a high ball to say he maybe had more. Again, this is due to the fact of Netero in comparison to people like Morel and North, and also the fact that, as I said, Netero and Zeno are the only people apart from Kid Gon who were seen as threats towards like the king. I don't know if you would disagree, but just based on the fact that UP, a royal guard, had like over 700,000 Nen capacity. I don't know what's the metric they use in Hunter x Hunter. I can't remember, but over 700,000 UP had, which I'm gonna assume a reasonable assumption that the king has much more than that. So we're gonna say that just with an output of 7,000, 8,000, Gon would be able to damage someone like UP or Pito or the king.
No, like
have to be like
it was like no Nen Pito, but real quick, how much time is left, Lenny?
Yeah, we just ran out. I was about to say that. I was just waiting for you guys to be done.
Okay, no worries.
I think
Okay, no worries. But Kingdom, thank you for sharing your points, bro. So next we have Kiyoshi.
Kiyoshi, you're next, and to debate. Lilos.
So, first things first, would you agree that it is stated within the volume summary that Pito is the most formidable opponent that Gon and Killua has ever faced?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And would you agree that an opponent or foe is someone who competes against another person in a contest, a game, argument or a fight.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Well, I mean, I think in
also...
in the original statement, I think they were talking about anyone they've ever fought against specifically, but.
Oh, okay. Actually, let me see. Let me read it real quick. Encounter the most escape with the line. No, it just talks about the Great Island games, and then it goes into them encountering Pito.
Yeah, but I think it's still fine because, like, out of everyone Gon and Killua faced, like, who is the strongest person other than Pito? Like, Razor or Hisoka? So, yeah, Pito's clearly stronger than that, yeah.
Yeah, and I guess you do agree that base Pito is stronger than Netero?
Yeah.
Or at least a Rusty Netero?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually think Pito, like, in overall stats, is stronger than the Netero who came down from the mountain, too. But I just think Netero would win due to skill. Like, I don't think Pito would be able to get past the millions of flawless attack patterns.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Do you believe that Killua is, like, on that similar threshold in terms of, like, whether or not that speed, power, durability, do you believe he's on that level?
Of Gon?
Of like that Rusty Natural tier that
no,
that Pito with no Nin tier, that Enraged Gon tier in terms of like physical stats.
No.
Okay, not even in speed. Like, do you believe they're on the same level in terms of speed? Maybe superior,
like,
maybe slightly inferior.
Like you're saying, base Killua to Angry Kid Gon?
No, Godspeed, Godspeed.
Oh, you're saying God? Okay, so your question is Godspeed Killua versus Angry Kid Gon. Is he close in strength and speed?
Yes.
Yeah, he's superior in speed, but not close in strength.
So, like, is there any sort of, comparison that's like some sort of like connective scaling for their speed to determine whether or not Killua is faster than he is? In, like,
just the fact that like Yuppie couldn't react to him, and like there's nothing that suggests Gon would be able to do that to Yuppie.
Yeah, bro. They're going at that period in time, sure. They're going to like have to go past Yuppie, but as you agreed to initially, at least within like the prior debate that you have had, you do agree that Gon does get stronger over time due to him accumulating more rage.
Yes, and hey, just to streamline this, what are you debating exactly? Are you saying that
Yeah, so
are
my
you
chain skill? Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
who are you saying is stronger than who?
Yeah, I'm saying Enraged Gon is strong.
Then Godspeed Killua?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to understand. Okay, so go ahead.
Yeah, so if you're saying that nothing suggests that Gon is on that level in terms of speed, I guess you're using some sort of like performances that he has, like him blitzing Yuppie, I guess. If you think that's a blitz, that's fine. If you think it is, that isn't, that also fine. To that, I would just say that sure, Killua can be faster than like the Gon that has engaged with Yuppie when he like starts charging forth up the stairs. But I still want to serve as like some sort of connection to some sort of peak and rage Gon when he's engaged with Pito.
Wait, so I'm not sure what your point is. Like, what exactly are you trying to say?
Yeah, what I'm trying to say here is that you can't necessarily make the claim in saying that Killua is going to be faster than this version of Gon. You can make the claim and say he's faster than any other prior iteration because that one has a connection back to Yuppie. But this Gon, who is like deemed as incomparable to his prior self, there's no sort of connection there.
So, I mean, we don't really get to see any speed feats from him. But, I mean, so here's what I would say. Godspeed is stated to push Killua's speed beyond the limits of his potential. So, do you really think Angry Kid Gon is, like, faster than a full potential Killua? I don't.
Yeah, I do.
So...
Yeah.
That is a pretty big leap, especially since like they were always like they were pretty much relative to each other, and you can make an argument that Killua was faster than him by a little bit throughout the entire series, and now you think like Angry Kid Gon is like faster than full like so think of it like this: if there was an adult Killua who fully grew up, reached his max potential, the same way Gon had an adult Gon transformation, right? Imagine Killua did an adult Killua transformation and then went even faster than that. You're saying you said this kid Gon would still be faster.
Yeah, I think his potential is just that crazy. So it's just that so much far above Killua's.
So, I mean, yeah, that is a pretty wild claim. I mean, because it's not really based on.
It's mainly because like I have reason to believe that probably is the case because if we look at like the Killua thing, what he does make about Pito, Killua almost treats Enraged Gon as something that just shouldn't exist. And compares it to his own experiences. He's like, yeah, like whatever that is, Pito can never stand a chance against whatever that is. It's like it's almost as if he doesn't even believe that's Nin, or it can even be classified as Nin. It's something entirely different. Obviously, indexed towards his own experiences, like his own like Godspeed techniques, the techniques of other people he has experienced, etc.
So I mean, yes, like Killua does hype him up, but like the same Killua says like if me, Gon, and Palm all work together, we'd lose to Pito.
Yeah, I agree. They can lose to like a when was this stated made? Was this made peak Enraged Gon, or was this made prior?
This was made after. This was so like Killua, like the statement where Killua says like this Gon would beat Nonen Pito. Killua then fights Palm, like cries, gets his senses back. Then after that, he's talking to Ikalgo, like the squid guy. After Gon has like ran off with Pito into the woods, like to find Kite, and Killua says like worst case scenario, all three of us go in there and we all die fighting Pito together.
Oh yeah, that could be in reference to like Pito with Nin. I'm perfectly fine with Pito with Nin like annihilating Enraged Gon.
Okay, so if you're gonna say that, so you're saying Pito would with Nin would annihilate this Enraged Gon, but Killua is speed blitzing Yuppie. And you're saying that Gon would be even faster than that. So let's put it like this. When Killua was fighting the Ortho siblings and those darts were just appearing on Killua's body, like the reason why he was able to grab them, it stated that they appeared like nearly instantly. And Killua he was able to stop one of them using like a basic version of Godspeed, and he knew where the dart was going to be. You're saying Gon would be able to do that too?
Well, that's kind of contingent on like some sort of like that's analytical capabilities.
No, I'm saying like if Gon knew where the dart was going to appear, the same way Killua knew, in that exact same situation, this Enraged Gon would be able to stop the dart the same way Killua did. That's because that's what your argument kind of.
I actually believe he'll probably do it better.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I think claims this big need a little bit more evidence to back them up because like his power is really, really high, but I don't know. We never really see him like do anything that fast. Like faster than Godspeed is a big claim.
I don't think we necessarily need like a performance to justify him being capable of moving at that speed. We could just use reasoning. So we could say that Killua, at least at a baseline level prior to Gon's enragement, like increases, he believes that they're like on a similar tier of power. You also agree that they're also somewhat comparable in terms of speed as well. Then you have Gon being enraged. Then he gets like a multitude times, not multitude, but like significantly stronger to the point where he's unrecognizable as a person. And his Nin is so potent that Killua literally doesn't believe that Nin should even exist in the world. Also, this will be indexed towards his own experiences as well. So, like, his, like, Godspeed, the Nin he has with Godspeed that amplifies his speed as well. He believes that that Nin potency that Gon is exerting at that period of time is literally above that to the point where it's not even shouldn't be classified as Nin. So, it's like, so if we use that type of reasoning here, we can say that, well, it's probably reasonable to say that he's just faster.
Well, the reason I would disagree with that is because Yuppie got speed blitzed by it. So if your whole argument is just the reason why Gon would be faster is because of how much aura he has, you would have to prove that Gon has more aura than Yuppie because it didn't work for Yuppie.
No, because Yuppie. Well, for one, I think Yuppie in particular, was he ever exerting aura at that period in time? Because I'm of the belief he was just using his raw physical stats.
Well, I mean, he literally says they all have like less than 1/10 of his aura, so he is using some.
I think it's more so. I think he's more so talking about an estimation of his volume, not necessarily him utilizing it at that period in time.
Well, if that was really the case, then why would Knuckle care about using APR to get rid of his Nen if he's not even using it?
Yeah, just to kind of just alleviating the gas tank. You know, he just nerfing the gas tank a bit. So,
But what gas tank? If he's not, like, your argument is he's not using aura at all.
Yeah, he's siphoning. He's
So-
siphoning gas from the gas tank, which would
What?
inherently weaken the person in terms of like their reserves, which
No,
which is a key component of a fight. Is also your net reserve.
My point is, if someone's not using Nen, it's not changing how they fight. So why would Knuckle go out of his way to seal Yuppie's Nen? Like they genuinely thought if Yuppie doesn't have Nen, we're gonna win. They genuinely thought that. But you're saying like, well, actually no. I'll just.
We're trying to minimize.
Well, hold on,
Kiyoshi.
Kiyoshi.
Minimize the possibility of him using Nen.
Kiyoshi, there's actually just an objective fact that he did use Nen. It was there's this one scene where Yuppie was about to punch Knuckle, and he said the aura in this punch is way more than the interest that I've accumulated. So he is using Nen.
At that, yeah, sure. At that period in time, when at that particular punch, sure, I don't disagree. It could be for.
And then right after that, Killua was blitzing him in Godspeed. Like this was right before he got blitzed in Godspeed.
Yeah, for that one attack, sure he can use aura, but that doesn't mean that he's using aura throughout the other lines of attacks.
Why would he turn his aura? Why would he turn his aura off when he's getting speed blitz for the first time in his life?
Yuppie can lack that type of rationale. Like he's just like this amalgamation of like a creature thing that lacks some sort of like rationality. So I'm not like going to assume that like he has that sort of battle instinct. We'll know when to utilize aura and when not to.
So I mean, I will say he probably is bad at using, bad at Nen combat in general. But like, so like your argument is you really think if Yuppie was using his full strength, he would just dodge Godspeed punches like Muhammad Ali weaving. He would just weave it all.
Yes. I don't think he's getting tagged not one time.
If that's the case, he would have one-shot Shoot as soon as the fight started.
Yeah, I think Shoot's just that strong, probably.
So you think not only Gon is faster than Godspeed, you also think Shoot is too?
Yeah.
Okay, these are like, I don't know about that. I don't know about all that.
Lilos, you can debunk this. Lilos, you can debunk this. You can literally debunk this.
Well, I mean, like the biggest thing is that Godspeed is stated to push Killua beyond the limits of his potential. So like, I don't think Shoot has more speed potential than Killua.
I mean, all I'm saying here is that like the chat's killing me. He says race bait.
They know.
Yo, Kiyoshi, this just feels like debating Chungus, bro. I'm telling you, it's so entertaining.
Let me stop. You got it, Lilos. You got it.
Okay. Well, no, I mean I don't know if you wanted to try a different point or something, you still can.
No, that's fine. Time's almost up. I'm gonna let someone know.
He had like 40 seconds left, anyways.
Okay. Did anyone else want to go?
Wait, can I go?
Yeah, I guess you could go right now. Who is that? Danzy, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Just really quick, what stance are you taking? Do you want to debate? Do you want to debate Greed Island Gon versus Greed Island Killua, or do you want to do something else? And like, what is your statement exactly? Who do you think is stronger?
So basically, I want to argue Palace Hunter Gon, so Enraged Gon, and Killua.
Base form Killua or
basically,
Godspeed
I do
Killua?
agree with like. Sorry, what was that?
Base form Killua or Godspeed Killua?
Both.
Okay, so who are you saying is stronger?
I'm saying that Gohan will like he would win, but it's not like an easy like no diff. That's kind of my stance.
Okay, let's hear your points.
So basically, would you say that Gohan is stronger than Chimera and Palm?
Yeah, I lean towards saying he is. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I know what he's doing. I was gonna use that shit.
Because Killua struggled against Palm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Palm had like an advantage, a Nen type advantage over Killua.
Mm-hmm.
And she has the same Nen type as Gohan.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, because he's saying that Gon is stronger than Palm, right? And Killua was struggling with Palm. So if Gon Rage Amp was to fight Killua, I feel like he would have to use Godspeed. And when he used Godspeed against UP, you said it yourself, he was only able to use it for like 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Gon will be able to survive that. And then when Killua was powered down, when he can't use his Hatsu, I feel like Gon will be able to finish him off. That's basically what I think.
Yeah, and I mean, so I agree with most of what you were saying. Like, I think that Gon would beat base form Killua the same way you did for the same reasons you did. That's pretty much the exact reason why I think base form Gon would beat base form Killua. But my argument is like with Godspeed, he would damage Gon enough to the point where like once Godspeed runs out, it's just base form Killua versus a damaged base form Gon. And I think Killua would win just using superior skill from there.
But another thing that I would say is that, because I was really confused about this earlier, but you kind of cleared it up for me. Like, Gon's, I mean, we don't know, like, confirmed, but Gon's max aura, like, capacity increased, right? And I'm not saying it was anywhere near UP, but I feel like it has to be at a point where he would, and this is like personally what I think, that he could survive like 20 seconds of Godspeed.
Yeah, that is a.
That's my,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
you know, I was just saying that's my stance.
No, that is a good argument because, like, honestly, I do think he could too. I think he would be able to survive a Godspeed duration too. But my argument is, I think he would be damaged enough that base form Killua could then beat the damaged base form Gon.
Yeah. And another thing that I wanted to say is, like, when they were doing the sparring, it was said that they have to be equal because otherwise the sparring won't work. And I think in Raged Gon, his Nen is just like a lot above Killua. So it wouldn't be that equal, like, okay, go blow for blow. But when Killua is in Godspeed, I feel like he does like hit harder as well as like, you know, amp his speed. Mm-hmm. So it is very, very close. But yeah, that's why this is a debate. And there's not much like we can go off of. Yeah. But I just think that Gon would be able to like survive a Godspeed onslaught. And then if he's able to do that, then the fight is pretty much over.
I mean, another argument I could use is like the thing that makes Godspeed a lot, other than the speed advantage Killua has, the thing that makes Godspeed a lot more dangerous than his base form is like he can kind of just spam lightning attacks that don't require charge up time, because like in his base form, his like Thunderbolt, he has to charge it up a little bit, and then the Lightning Palm is just like a stun gun. It doesn't do that much, but like in Godspeed, like every single time he hits you, you're getting electrocuted, and he's like throwing thunderbolts at you real fast and stuff. It's like, can a human body survive that much electricity? We saw Yuppie could as a magical beast royal guard, but can a human body in Hunter x Hunter just survive that whole thing? I honestly lean towards.
Could you say that I thought Netero's a human being. I'd say that he'll be able to survive like a lightning attack.
Yeah, I mean,
Netero's like super, like way like more stronger than Gon, but he's still a human at the end of the day.
I agree. I mean, honestly, I do think, yeah, there are people who I do think would just be able to tank the whole thing.
Also, one more thing. When it comes to like Killua's lightning, do you think it increases in power as he gets stronger, or is it just like the strength of lightning?
Honestly, I don't think it's the strength of normal lightning bolts, because like he gets the electricity from like wires in the ground, and like I don't think that's near the same voltage as like a thunderbolt from the sky.
Yeah. So do you think that the voltage increases as he gets stronger?
It's hard to say. I mean, like, so I could envision an adult Killua's lightning being more potent than the kid Killua's lightning right now. So I would probably say yes.
So I was gonna say, because he struck Ram you know, the Chimera ant with like the green hair, the one that looks like a rabbit. Because he hit him with lightning, and he didn't have Nen at all, and he kind of tanked it. I mean, he wasn't really, he lost the fight ultimately, and it was a 2v1, but it didn't completely like wipe him out. So I'm thinking that if his lightning kind of stays the same, I'd say that Gon would be able to like, he has like a good chance of surviving some shots, at least for 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to say. I do think Gon would survive a Godspeed onslaught. And it's like, the real question is like, how much would it actually damage him? Like, if we say that Gon's Nen defense just stays like at its peak the whole duration, then it literally like might do almost nothing. Like, it might just paralyze him, and then it's like almost full power Gon versus Killua, who might not be able to use lightning at all. I think that's actually the drawback of Godspeed, is like, once it runs out, I don't think he can use lightning again until he recharges. That's not like 100% confirmed, but I do think that fits like the story very well, especially since we see like after he uses Godspeed there and runs out, he says he used it all, and then he like immediately recharges again, you know. So but yeah, it is a debatable thing. It really comes down to like, how much do you think a Godspeed onslaught would hurt Gon? If you think it's none at all, then yeah, Gon would win. If you think the Godspeed onslaught does nothing but stun him, and then Killua uses all his lightning and Gon's just fine, like his Nen defense was up the whole time at max, then Gon would win, yeah. But if you think that when he hits you with like lightning, it lowers your Nen defense, then you could make like maybe it like cuts it in half, like your Nen defense is like barely up at all, because we know that Ken is stated to be like dozens of times, well, it's like implied to be a lot stronger than the first basic 10 that Gon and Killua learned in Heaven's Arena. Ken is like many times stronger than that, because Gon says like when fighting Knuckle, if he didn't use Ken, Knuckle would have one-shot him, but using Ken, he takes like dozens of punches. So that like kind of implies Ken could be like around like at least like 10 times stronger than 10 itself, but that's a kind of different argument. Basically what I'm saying is if Killua's lightning lowers Gon's Nen defense to a point where Killua can hurt him, then I think Killua wins. So the question is just like, does it do that or not? And it's kind of hard to say.
You know, I'm just thinking like, Godspeed is so cracked, because if you think about it, UP wasn't able to react to it. Like, he wasn't able to react to it at all. And he's like, he's a royal guard. That's like one of the strongest people like we know of in the verse. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't able to react to it. So Gon is definitely not reacting to it at all. He'll just have to try and firm it somehow. Which I don't think, like, I'm starting to like sway towards your side. I'm not too sure if he's able to like come out like unscathed to the point where he could like defeat Killua after the fact.
Yeah, that's so like my whole argument.
I think I'm leaning more towards Killua now.
Yeah, that really is my whole argument. But I mean, that all being said, I do think there's a lot of people in the verse that can survive Godspeed and like beat him. Like, I'd make an argument like maybe Uvogen might be able to.
Yeah, I think it depends on like where you see Gon's like Nen output when he's enraged. Like, is it stronger than Morel's? Is it near? Is it like around like 100,000 aura? Is it a little bit lower? Because it was at 21,000, which is kind of like bad. It's like mid.
Mm-hmm.
But when he's angry, it's like a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say if it's like over Morel's and is in like the Zodiac level, which I don't think personally, I think he'll be able to survive that. Like, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of the Zodiac would survive it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I think Jing would just tank the whole thing. Like, Jing could just straight up tank it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Same with Netero. Same like the highest high tiers. I think they're all just tanking it. Even people like Bisky might be able to. That is I guess that one's more
very underrated.
Oh yeah, she is for sure. She's super strong.
I think she might be at level.
She might be.
That might be crazy.
No, I agree. She might be. Like, I think she's like on par with like lower tier Zodiac. Like, she might be around there. Yeah. But but yeah, it is a hard debate. Did you want to debate Greed Island Gone versus Greed Island Killua at all?
No, I think it's pretty much clear that they're equal because they were doing the sparring.
Oh, okay.
But if I were to like guess who would win, I'd say Killua again because like at every step he was just about stronger or more skilled than Gon, but Gon had his rock. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to rock, it's like a very straightforward attack. And in Greed Island, he wasn't really able to like do feints or like run with it. He'll just basically stand still and charge up, which I think Killua would maybe he would be able to do something about it. But then again, he's got the needle, so he might be thinking, oh wait, like this attack is very strong. Like I'm gonna have to get out of it because with the needle it was like a worse. But I'd still give it to Killua. I'll give it to Killua.
Yeah, and my argument for that is I think that like in a fair Nen battle, like if they're fighting to the death and they don't know each other, then I think Gon would win in Greed Island because of the Nen Needle. Because like the moment he charges it, if Killua doesn't know who Gon is, doesn't know what that ability is, all he's going to sense is like he's becoming like many times stronger than me. He's just gonna run away. And like we also saw like when he tried to resist the Nen Needle, like Shoot says that his reaction speed went down and stuff. So like he would just get cooked if he like he would just run away. I think in character 100% he would just run away if Greed Island Gone fought Greed Island Killua and they don't know each other, don't know each other's abilities. But like if they're in character, like they both know each other, they and they somehow were just fighting to the death, the Nen Needle would probably still activate, to be completely honest with you, but Killua would know the weaknesses of the ability because he like watched Gon form it. So
yeah.
So like
let me ask you this. Do you think Gon would be able to defeat the Gen through Gon? Gen through Goon that Killua fought?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Like if he used a plan, yes. Like the reason why Killua beat him so easily was because Killua used a plan. Like everything that Killua laid out was a trap. But like Genthru was even stronger than that Goon was, and Gon like didn't use a plan for like half of it and still almost beat him. Like the only reason Gon even needed to use the plan was because Genthru tripped over a rock and got lucky. Gon like would have won without a plan if Genthru didn't trip over a rock.
But then wasn't Killua like able to use his yo-yos to defeat the Goon? Isn't that how he won, or did he win like some other way?
Yeah, he was using his yo-yos, but like it's the reason why like everything worked so well for him in that fight was because he had a well laid out plan and he followed every step of the way. Like because at the end of the fight, Killua says everything I did was a trap. So like he created a plan to beat someone who had more aura than him, like just doing like tricky stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Does anyone else want to discuss this stuff?
I mean, when we're not debating, then yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if any of you guys want to debate amongst each other, feel free. I'm gonna head back over to like wait, did no one else wanted to say anything? Okay, nope. I guess that's everything.
Yeah, that's pretty much everything. But Lilos.
Yeah.
Do you have Steam on your computer?
Steam, yeah, I have Steam.
Okay, are you able to stream Steam on your computer?
Yeah.
Okay, because I want to play Capcom versus SNK too.
Oh yeah, I'm down though.
Like yeah. It's a bit pricey, but I definitely want to play it. In stream or off stream, I don't care. I just listen. The game is so goated, Lilos. All right.
I'm down for sure.
It's you're gonna love it.
And after this stream, I'm gonna do another stream where I play Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact for the first time. So
I wanted to join you, but like it's not on Steam. I mean, it is on Steam, but like it's not cross-platform.
Oh.
So we can't even like do anything because it's not cross-platform.
Oh no, that's all good. But we can talk a bit more about it in between this stream and the next. I'm gonna hop off the Discord and like look at the YouTube chat and see what people were saying. But yeah, you guys all had good points, and like honestly, like I mean, I think the best thing you guys could have used was how Yuppie like wasn't getting hurt even after being electrocuted. That might have been like Yuppie still just keeping his Nen defense up, like even while paralyzed. Because if Yuppie can do that, then like Gon could probably do that too, and then Killua just can't hurt him.
Bro, that's what I was basically saying, Lilo.
Yeah, I mean it's possible. It's really like just hard to tell like how does lightning affect Nen defense? Because like the only people he used lightning on that he hit with was like he used it against the Genthru's goon, and Killua said it stunned him like a stun gun. And then he also used it against Ramot, and it paralyzed him, but Ramot didn't really know Nen, and like Yuppie's like a Nen idiot, but we haven't seen anyone like full power like put their Nen defense up at max and just try to tank it. We've never seen that, so it'd be I just wish the series went on longer. We could see more of it.
I mean, it is like rumored that Togashi's wasn't it confirmed that Togashi's coming back like with 50 chapters?
I don't think it's confirmed. I think it might just be like wishful thinking.
I thought it was like confirmed that he was coming back. Like he was coming back. Like he had made a deal, but like I think it was confirmed like 50 chapters. Like obviously, I don't think that's gonna be possible due to his health conditions. Like I don't know why he doesn't let his wife or anybody else just like draw.
Yeah, only Togashi knows that.
Yeah. Thing, mostly, like he could have just like written it, but like no, he's like I don't want to do that, bro.
Yeah, who even knows, man? Hopefully it gets written, but who even knows? But all right, I'm gonna head back.
Of course.
I'm gonna head back over.
Do your thing. We can talk more. Once you're done with the stream, like we can just hop on call. I don't mind.
All right, bet. All right, guys. Thank you for the debate, and I'll talk to you guys later.
See ya.
Peace. All right, let me look at the YouTube chat. I didn't look at it at all during that whole debate portion, so I really don't know like what people were saying. Let me open this right now. What were people saying? What were people thinking about all that? This is definitely going to be a stream where I go back and I read all the live comments. Did I miss any donations during that? Did I miss any donations? So like the top comment I see, like the oldest comment I can see is from Jinx saying Ant the variable have to make it a debate, and I can't scroll up any higher than that. Like the only way I'll be able to see like the old comments is like a few hours from now when I rewatch the stream and like look at the chat replay. Bromies, you said in the past 40 to 50 minutes you went from gold 2 to 4. Oh, nice, bro. That's sick. Snailium, I missed a donation. Oh no, who donated? I'm sorry. Who donated? I'm sorry I missed a donation, man. I'm sorry I missed a donation, guys. Whoever donated, thank you for donating, bro. But yeah, I didn't expect the whole debate was going to be like me defending Killua. I thought like when I did this stream, I thought the whole debate would be me defending Gon, but the whole thing was me defending Killua. I actually didn't expect that at all. Catcord said, check Hunter x Hunter chapter 300. There's a narrator statement that confirms Pito could one-tap Gon. Let me go ahead and look at that. Did you guys enjoy... Someone donated $2. Dude, I'm sorry that I missed it, man. Did you guys enjoy that debate? Was there anything like you guys really disagreed with? Let me know your thoughts. So there's a statement here that Pito could one-tap him. What page is it on? Yo, a donation from Wary. Thank you, Wary. You said baddest baddie video, Machi versus Shizuku is kinda complex. Would be a crazy video. Cognito. Tayshawn, no. Thanks for... So let me see. Where is... Oh yeah, it says at this distance, Pito could decapitate Gon with one arm. That is said right there. And it says sensing Gon's... But hold on, it does say though, but Pito didn't move. Sensing Gon's amazingly sharpened intuition, Pito's instincts spoke, not now, I'll get my chance. So that implies like Pito might not have been able to. Like Gon might have like straight reacted to it. Bromus is here. Hold on, Bromus, you're here. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. I've been... Oh, whoa. I've been trying to like gift Bromus a membership for a minute, but I genuinely don't know how to do it. I literally don't know how. Wait, if I click on community moderation, what does this do? Yeah, Bromus, I want to gift you a membership right now, but I don't know how to do it, bro. I really don't know how. Like, I'm clicking on his name. And, what does it do if I click channel activity? Is there a way I can do this here? Maybe I have to do it on my computer? I have no idea how to do it. I'll try it on my computer too, but wait. What does this do? I'm just straight up pressing buttons. Okay, that's not going to work. But yeah, I mean, this actually could be used as a scene to kind of upscale Gon, though, because Pito said, like, Pito sensed Gon's intuition. And, like, that kind of implies that if he tried, it wouldn't work. If Pito tried to decapitate him right now, it wouldn't work. I'm trying to gift him the membership. I just literally don't know how to do it. Here, let me get my other computer. I'm going to try and see if I can do it on my other computer right now. Because, like, I looked it up on Google, and it said, like, you can do it, but they have to be in the live stream. So let me get my other laptop and see if this works. Hold up. As I grabbed my laptop, I just smashed my knee into the corner of the table with so much force. All right, I'm opening up my other laptop to open up the stream. I'm gonna see if I can gift this membership right now. I don't know if it'll work or not. But yeah, was there any like big comments that I missed during the debate portion? Did you guys agree with like the stuff I was saying, or did you disagree with the stuff I was saying? I'm genuinely interested in like what people were thinking of that one. I'm trying, Bromus. I am trying. So I have my other laptop open here. I'm just opening the stream on it. We're gonna see if this works. And when I play Hunter x Hunter and Impact, I will be honest. Like, if I don't like it, I will just straight up say, like, nah, I'm not liking it. Because a lot of YouTubers, bro, they make videos on like, games, and they'll just, like, pretend to be excited and happy the whole time. But if I genuinely don't like it, I will just straight up say, like, nah, this is just some cheeks. Like, this is buns. Okay. Like, okay, I'm literally going to open up Google. How do I do this? How to gift a viewer a membership on YouTube. I'm Googling that. It says to gift a YouTube channel membership to another viewer, you need to purchase gift memberships during a live stream or premiere. So I think this is saying, like, if I'm a viewer, how do I give a membership to someone else? Wait, hold on. During a live stream or premiere, click the dollar icon next to the chat, select membership gifting, choose how many memberships you want to purchase. I don't think this is accurate. I don't think that's right. Let me see. I might even legit have to open up ChatGPT right now, because I've been trying to figure this out for like a week. All right, we're opening up the GPT. I'm asking, I'll be very specific. YouTuber, how do I'm gonna just word for word, right? Bro, Miss Dang, bro, come on. Bro, Miss, thank you for the donation, man. Jeez, man. You see, stuff like this is why I need to just gift Bromus a membership. He's already paid for like 30 memberships on his own. Like, I need to make him a member. He said, here's one you won't miss. Angry Kid Gone just aura diffs. Killua's attacks won't work, but I don't think Gon would be able to afford using Jaja Ken when in co-state. He'd still be vulnerable. Yeah, you really might be right about that, Bromus. You really might be. But I'm straight up looking up on GPT. How do I make him a member? So it's like, I'm a YouTuber. I have a viewer in my stream. I want to make I want to gift him a membership to my YouTube channel. How do I do that? All right, I'm asking GPT for this. What? No. It says, as of now, YouTube does not allow creators to directly gift memberships to individual viewers. However, you can do a couple workarounds. Let me see. So it says you can gift channel memberships during your stream, but they're distributed randomly to viewers who have opted in. Really? I don't know how that's gonna work. Okay, we'll try. Let's see if that even works. Oh, it does. There is a membership gifting button. And it says you have 10 gift memberships left to send this month. All right, I'm just going to click send 5 now. I literally don't know what this will do, chat. We'll see what happens. I have no idea what this is going to do. I have no idea what that's going to do. Yo, it gave one to Bromus. It worked. Yo, people just randomly getting it. Yo. It worked. So Bromus, you're a member now. So like, you guys get access to a bunch of. Oh, Juan didn't get one. Oh no, Juan. It just went out randomly, bro. It said send out gift memberships randomly, and I just clicked the S, and it sent out 5. Those were like, yeah, it just sent out 5. So I'm very happy Bromus got one. But everyone who got a membership, I have a lot of like members only videos that like only you guys can see. So like, if I go here, and let me go to my channel, I'll show you them. I make a lot of them. Like if you click this, hold on, does this show all of them? I have a bunch. So like, these are all just videos I make and just put them straight to members only. And I have posts. I probably shouldn't be showing everything. My fault. Because some of those are things only members are supposed to see. Let me go like this. This is a better way to do it. So like if you look at my live stream, there's like member stuff, and like normal stuff. So like if you're a member, you can see all these videos, but if you're not a member, like I think they're just like hidden, invisible. But yeah, like so last night we did like an 8-hour stream and that got saved for the members. I have some power scaling streams I did. Like I did one on Boruto, saved it to members only. I want to see some power scaling ones I have on members only. Like a lot of these are me just like playing either Street Fighter or playing God of War or playing Skyrim or playing Elden Ring. I also like, yeah, back when I was into Sparking Zero, there was some Sparking Zero stuff. I'm trying to find the power scaling ones. Oh yeah, I did one talking about Yu Yu Hakusho. I did a live reaction to Dotadon. Oh yeah, I did one just power scaling Hisoka too. Oh, and the Luffy versus Admiral debate. That one is actually pretty nice. That was like 3.5 hours of just scaling Luffy versus the Admirals. We got Phantom Troop power scaling. That one was me just playing Sparking Zero and just answering questions and stuff. And then we got all these Elden Ring ones. Oh yeah, and I have some One Piece ones too. Like talking about like analyzing Luffy versus Don Krieg. And I did an Akainu versus Mihawk one a long time ago. So yeah, that's like the members only stuff. So all the people who just got those gifted, you guys can enjoy all those, okay? But yeah, that was pretty much everything I was gonna go over today. Oh wait, I missed this one where he said Lilo's debating, hold my beer, Lilo streaming, sweating. Randomly mod 5 people win? Good question. At some point. Maybe I won't do that. Anime Monarchy said, fun fact, in anime dub, Killua says, does Pito think it can beat us without aura? Meaning Killua could be relative to angry, gone, and base, but that's in the dub only. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, but the dub does just like sometimes get things wrong, like straight up wrong, just to like, I'm not really sure why they do that. But yeah, I wish that you could just like choose who gets the memberships. It's kind of wild how it just sent out 5 completely random ones. When is the Nen Impact stream? Right after this one. So I'm going to take a break. I might eat some food. I've eaten a whopping sum total of 0 calories today. Only thing I've consumed is coffee and water. So I'm going to have to eat something. And then I'll do the Nen Impact stream. And then after that, we're probably going to play God of War or Skyrim. And stream that. Like last night we streamed God of War for like 2 hours, and then we streamed Skyrim for like 4.5. It was a long stream last night. And tonight it'll probably be similar. I'll probably after Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact, we'll stream what is it? We'll stream either Skyrim or God of War Ragnarok. Or both. You said I will watch some One Piece streams. Thanks. Yeah, you're welcome, bro. It's crazy. It just sent them out to completely random people, but I'm happy. I was just trying to send one to Bromus, but it would have been crazy if Bromus still didn't get one after. So the people who got gifted random memberships, it's all thanks to Bromus, truly, because that's why I sent it out. And yeah, you can tell if you got one because it has like a small like Lilo symbol next to your name. Kagito said, I want to know why people think Gon is some kind of tank that Killua doesn't have AP. It's just based off of like the stuff they said with Ryu sparring, where like you can't really damage people if your net output's higher than theirs, and like it seems like Gon's net output's higher than Killua, so Killua wouldn't be able to really hurt him. You said I was so wrong on Shanks versus Mihawk. Wish I debated you. Yeah, I mean you can leave your comments like on there, and I'll still read them. Lilo on a generational run with the streams. Thank you, bro. And yeah, Reed, you can share the point about Pito. I'd be interested. But all right, guys. Lenny said we got a call later. Okay, yeah, we can, bro. But yeah, the next stream is going to be Hunter x Hunter Net Impact. Before I do that stream, is anyone here actually like interested in Hunter x Hunter Net Impact? Because I'm genuinely curious about how well that stream would do, because I really don't know. Like another thing, like, so I do gaming streams like pretty regularly, and then I always like right away put them to members only, so like all you guys who are members now, you'll be able to see those. We said Nen Impact question mark. Yeah, Nen Impact, it's the new Hunter the new Hunter x Hunter game. They dropped a demo for the new Hunter x Hunter game, and I downloaded it, so I'm going to stream that. Andre, I think you were saying, what's your stance on Uvogin versus Angry Kid Gone? Oh, that is an interesting one. I still lean towards Uvogin, but that it really does get debatable, because it's just like raw enhancer versus enhancer, like boxing. I lean towards Uvogin though. But honestly, I don't think it would be easy. I think it would be kind of challenging, but I lean towards Uvo. Weary, another donation, dude. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it a lot. You said, don't forget, Dragon summoned Rain in order to hide the fact he was sweating against base Loketown Smoker. So true. Bromus, I'm not sure how it works with buying Nen Impact. I actually did not buy it. I got the free demo. I think the free demo is only out for like a little while, so I'm definitely going to stream it today. Like, stream it pretty soon here. I just need to eat something really quick, and then we'll start up the next stream. But yeah, is there anyone here that's actually interested in Hunter x Hunter Net Impact? Like watching that game? Watching us play that one? Because I'm going to play it pretty soon. Gon is vulnerable in Rock, and base Killua is far stronger than early Chimera Ant Gon's Rock. I don't know if Killua really scales above Rock, but he has like ways to counter it. Hope Lilo reads before he finishes stream. Wait, reads what? What did I miss? I've never heard of it. I want to see. Oh, the Net Impact game. You guys are interested? Eric. All right, guys. But yeah, everyone who participated in the debate, thank you everyone who participated. I hope I wasn't like too pushy with any of my points. Like, I genuinely did appreciate everyone who like decided to step up. Like, some dialogue, I try not to say like, oh, that point's crazy or that point's wild. I try not to say that, but sometimes I still do. Like, I just make a mistake and do that. Like, I'm not trying to insult anyone's points. So if I said that, I'm pretty sure I said that a couple times. So for anyone I said that to, I apologize for that. But yeah, that's everything for this stream. Wait, Juan, you said I'll watch it, but I don't think you will like it so much. Really? Yeah, I'm looking forward to trying it. But all right, guys, this was a very fun live stream. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Another thing I was thinking, bro, like what I just did, it said I could donate. I had 10 gifted memberships I could donate. I don't understand like how that works. Like, do you get like 10 you can donate like a year or something? I don't know how it works. You said the debate kind of sucked, but it was super entertaining. You said I gave too much grace, really? Oh. All right, guys. Well, that's everything for the stream. Womack, you said full potential Gon above full potential Killua overall. So yeah, Gon wins. I do have full potential Gon, like slightly above full potential Killua. But all right, guys, that's everything for this stream. I'm gonna get some food, and then I will do the what is it? Then I'll do the Hunter x Hunter Net Impact one. Okay, so I'll be back pretty soon here. I'm gonna probably just make a thumbnail for it. It'll probably just be like a picture of Gon just standing there, something like that. I don't know. And then I'll just put some text over it. So it'll take me a little while to make the thumbnail. Then we'll start the stream. Like, I'll make the thumbnail, I'll eat some food, then the stream will start. So maybe like 2 hours from now. But all right, guys. I'll see you on the next one.